Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here. Well, this match will not be postponed.
The word decent doesn't apply to me.
Hey everybody, it's your buddy Admiral Teague with my friends Sean and JT. Hey everybody, what's going on?
Hello. I recognize that Mets team.
General Patton told us to shut up, so
that's true.
We need a direct override by an admiral.
You're allowed to talk.
Okay, cool.
George, is it okay if we talk a little? God, this has been a hell of an army. Hello, everybody. Let me just greet you all. We got a little bit of news going on and a little bit of great stuff. Thanks to everyone who was here earlier. But if you weren't here earlier, please check out today's Wild Geese watch party. Basically, we blew off watching the movie and talked about the movie for the entire time with Lance Nielsen, author of Silver Screen Journeys. It was a great conversation, and he was so up to it that he came on. He was coughing and sneezing. He was kind of sick, and he still came on. That was his level of passion. If you want to hear a passionate and relatively complete story of the movie, check out what we had today. Wow. You can see why he's on Open Bar all the time. The guy's a great storyteller. I can't wait to get my hands on the book. So today, if you were here earlier, I thank you for coming back. Hello, Tim. Happy birthday. You're 43 years old, and we did it for you. You made the request. RRTNZ made the suggestion. Isn't that great? Happy birthday to one of my oldest subscribers, one of my first subscribers. You know what? How do I not do this? John the Beagle Dad's here. RRTNZ. Your wisdom forged this ring, Merlin. Merlin, what have I done? Trek Reviewer is here with us hanging out. Ruby Hoove. It's good. Like Ruby Hoove, now I get it. Ruby Hoove comes in, says hi, does the right thing, really drops like a beautifully generous membership gifting. We'll find out who got that membership. Thank you, Ruby Hoove. I made sure to I chased Ruby Hoove around all week till I caught her on Culture Casino. Ruby Hoove, I believe, is the wife of Hoove, if I have this correct. Ruby Hoove, she likes to lurk, so she'll drop into the chat, she'll drop like a gift, and she'll just dial it back or move on wherever. I thank you so much, and I will thank you again when I see you over at our pal Culture Casinos. And Trek Reviewer is here, Radioactive is here. We got Resolute Germ in the chat.
Hi,
and
Germ.
Janet from the Planet got the membership. All right, Janet. Janet
Hey there,
doing great stuff all day. We love Janet from Another Planet. Check out her channel. We do. We've known Janet for a while. Janet, like in a professional sense, I've known about Janet since day one. She's been out there doing great stuff. She's a sweet lady, and you should sub to her channel. So let me see if I don't have a wrench for our friend Janet from Another Planet. Are you out there, Janet? Trek reviewer, you've been back a few times. It's great to see you guys. Thank you for joining the channel and being members. Let's see if I can find the comment from Ruby. And it was so nice to have Janet from Another Planet. But she has a spanner. Janet, if you're here, go ahead and put your amazing channel into the chat so that we can highlight it from you. Oh, JT's on it. Thank you, JT.
You are welcome.
You know what? Let's get into it, and then I'll give Sean some control of the of the production side of the show to help me out here. But September 25th, 2002. We do this at the beginning of every show to give people a chance to get here, and we're a little behind schedule, but the events of September 25th, 2002, they're pretty interesting. Get this. The Giants' super hot rookie tight end, Jeremy Shockey, was signed to endorse Steve Madden Limited men's footwear line. Now, that is not the Madden you want to be connected with. This is not the Madden you're looking for. Do you remember Jeremy Shockey and what a flaming weirdo he was?
I don't know who that was.
He was the Odell Beckham Jr. of his time, but he was a tight end, and he was like a little too loud, a little too cocky, a little too sure of himself. And on the biggest sports radio network in the world, the WFAN in New York, which used to be WNBC, so it's a clear channel network all the way to Mississippi, right? So they had a contract to have him on once a week, and he couldn't be bothered to show up for that either. So he started getting a bad rep right away. He was the first athlete to be used by footwear giant Madden, which introduced its men's line in the previous February. Guess what? Traditionally, athletes have been signed by brands like Nike, but lifestyle brands like Skechers had a different spokesmodel. Guess who the Skechers spokesmodel was in 2002? He's topical, and he's on his way back. Think Dr. Doom. Think
Christopher Walken?
It's Robert Downey effing Jr.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Robert Downey
Wow.
Jr. was.
The new Doctor Doom. Okay.
Could you imagine just like the Skechers commercial in this point in time for Robert Downey Jr.? I like Skechers. They stay below my ankle bracelet. For my conditional release for my 15th DWI. I want a wife that loyal. Disney, by the way, was having problems. Oh no. For a long fire, their stock was worth the same amount of money it is now. Big problem. That amount of money was worth $300 in today's money. So frustrated investors want to change at Disney, but the board only makes small moves, adding 2 new members to their governance committee. I wonder if one of them was Bob Iger. They discussed important topics like what to do after CEO Michael Eisner leaves. You may recognize him as Lord Fuckwad from Shrek. They discussed important topics and how to improve ABC's TV ratings. I believe a show called The View would be the answer to the morning problem.
Oh.
What might have a Star Trek person on it soon. And to get more people to visit their scheme parks, let's call them what they are, buy a ticket to use your ticket. Eisner, who had been the CEO for 18 years, ain't leaving yet. But some board members are fed up with the company's performance. These are the good old days, you fools.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
It's like the same things going on with Star Trek. People are like, this Enterprise show is garbage. There'll never be a worse show than this one. The meeting was seen as a critical moment for the board to set clear expectations for Eisner. So get this, the number one song, Jennifer Lopez never had any staying power whatsoever. Last week, she finally pushed Ashanti out of the number one spot with her song Foolish, which is garbage. I listened to it. The number one song in the United States is Dilemma by Nelly, featuring Kelly Rowland in the United States. Now, the number one song in England is, in case you think they have taste and we don't, is just as bad. Just Like a Pill by Pink.
Gee, you're just reminding me that my high school years had no music.
What was your prom song? How bad was it?
It was some rap song. I have no idea.
I've
never heard of it until it played. And I have not heard it
by Eminem.
No.
At my high school, the
that would have
prom
actually been
song,
memorable.
The prom song that won was "Fight for Your Right to Party," and it was overruled by the school, and we got some lame Billy Joel. So no, we got Alpha Bill, "Forever Young" version 1, the faster one.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
both of those are actually memorable songs.
Yeah, they're the same song at different speeds, but it is a good song. But the thing is, like, it wasn't the song we wanted. We were from Queens. We were from the same town as Run DMC. Why shouldn't our local heroes from like a high school that, like, not far away, why shouldn't they be the song? What's I mean, and like, we had Run DMC and the Beastie Boys neck and neck. And this was a good Beastie Boys song. Okay, this is not Sabotage, which was good until we hated it because of Star Trek.
Which time?
The last one.
09 or 13 or whatever it was.
Get this one.
Didn't they play it twice? They played it in both movies, right?
They played it in the first movie and they played it in Beyond. They don't play
Right. Okay. So 1 and 3 had it. Yeah. Okay. Because we didn't clearly get enough of it.
What's weird is that Sabotage is a sign of quality in Kelvin movies because it's not in Into Darkness, which is the rise of Skywalker and the Last Jedi of Star Trek all in one. It's just so fucking horrible. So what do you think the top 3 movies were, guys?
Oh gosh, 2002
in September.
So there are
now this one's a body positivity and ethnic jokes.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
You're up. Yes. Yeah, that's a precious answer. Yes, My Big Fat Greek Wedding is the #1 movie at the box office. And what was weird is I lived in Astoria then, so it's just like, God, I hate it's like, I'm not wild about the people whose big fat wedding they're having. They're the ones who own my building and deprive me of heat for 2 weeks. #2, this one, another one. Ethnic movies are big. Ready? Barbershop.
I was gonna say XXX.
Well, you have a chance. We went up to #3. What is the #3 movie in America? September 25th, 2005. And hi, everybody.
Can you give us a hint on the studio?
It's Disney.
It's Disney.
Walt Disney Motion Pictures. I'll give you a hint.
Make shit in 2002. I can't remember.
I'll give you a hint. The actress's first name is most often followed by the word pieces.
Reese's? Reese
Yeah.
Witherspoon?
Yes, that's the star.
Can we get the male actor?
I don't freaking know.
Is it Sweet Home Alabama?
It is Sweet Home Alabama. You Google it.
Hey, I got it. Yay. What do I win?
Forgettable movie. You win a trip to see her new terrible movie with Will Ferrell.
All right. Another beer. Yeah.
You might need another beer. Everybody, welcome. Tell everybody we're here. Tweet out that we're live. We're getting ready for the watch party. Tonight we have a deeply interesting episode. Hey, Kronos, good to see you.
We also have a cool surprise that I'm ready to show whenever you are.
Oh, this is top tier
stuff.
I'm not even kidding. This is top tier shit.
I didn't give you control yet, so I have an idea what's coming.
I can just present the screen. It's fine.
And then during the episode, I'll hand off the email and I'll let you know when you could just like take some of the controls because you lose my StreamYards. But hi everyone.
Yeah, I did. By the way, I did send an updated email in the Subspace channel. Because the one I think it has to be the same email that's tied to my StreamYard, correct?
It's giving me an area 404. No, it's anything you want to be able to respond from. As long as you can respond from it. And there's something wrong with that hyperlink.
Well, it's an email address. You can't.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm hyperlinking to it.
Okay. I just copy it.
Brains don't work very good when they're mine.
Well, you're an admiral. You don't have to bother yourself with the technical nitty gritty anymore.
Yeah,
this is kind of why I chose admiral instead of like something else is my name. I was like, it's like if I'm a captain, people will expect me to be kind of smart and brave, and I'm not. If I'm an admiral, the first idea was Federation High Commissioner Teague, and I'm like, I may go a bit too far in a few places. So what I decided to do was go with admiral. And then, like, as I'm thinking, like, maybe admiral's not the way to go. What occurred to me was if I go with Admiral, I will
Right.
appear first in the feed of Who's Live.
Oh yeah,
So that was basically the
it's like
decision.
naming yourself AAA, whatever. So you're in the phone book,
Right, like AAA, AAA,
Yeah.
double
Yeah.
A. Well, yeah, exactly.
Some of us just
And that's
AA.
exactly. Yeah. We're on our way to A. Do you know the way to go to AA? Oh. There's an invite on its way to I'll just repaste it into the private chat so you can see which email I sent it to. The one that's made up of your social security number. Let me post it on the screen so everyone can see. Just kidding. Guys, we've got a great episode tonight, and just let me say hello to everybody who came in. RRTNZ is here. Kronos is here for the first time in a while. Good to see my friend Kronos. Resolute Gerb is in the chat, and he may manifest here later. He has access to the coordinates, and JT Kirk both here and in the chat. Tell your friends about us, and hello on X for everybody. Lombardi 1969, hello. Say hello to me, X. Buddy Hepburn, hello. John the Beagle Dad. It's good to see all of you. Radioactive and Ruby Hoove, of course, again, thank you. The Trek reviewer, thank you. John the Beagle Dad, I think I said. And then there's a weird duck who always manages to get here first. But here's the deal. This week was kind of a week of giving. Like, one of the things is our private chat, like for our show, is it's actually kind of fun because we're pretty much friends, and we talk all week, on and off about Star Trek ideas. And Sean, I don't know, maybe before at some point you want to talk about that one comment you had about the current event, because that was one of the most based comments I ever read in my life. But
What was it?
I talked about
What
your
did I
house
say?
and your old place and the baseball field and how it felt.
Oh
Just
God,
the emotion. That was I had to sit back for a minute and just absorb that. But guys, we got
I think we may have had T go
I'm ready
on
to.
mute, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I think he is.
I muted myself. Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me that. It's better to be muted than to clear your sinuses while you're unmuted.
Yeah,
okay.
but I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
This episode's such a good episode, and that thing that you were talking about that I shared with you, I'll save that one for another day. That's just Downy Dumpy stuff. I don't want to think about Downy Dumpy stuff. I want to celebrate some stuff.
What is that? I'm going to kick this, but I'm not going to kick it forever.
Oh,
it's the wrong thing. I didn't know that was Sean. Holy shit.
Oh well. Gosh. Admiral,
Sean,
I think
that
you
was
might
an
have to
accident.
finally do this. Your agonizer, please.
I think it's more like it's time to ask me if I need to be relieved of command. He tried to warn me right before I disintegrated one of my own. I just beamed one of my men into deep space.
Hope he, it's very cold in space.
He can come back on his own now. He has the keys. Hey, I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
I was trying to remove what you presented on video.
Oh, no, don't remove it.
Oh, it was on like a weird place. Like when I opened it up, it looked like it was an email or something. I was like, let me get this out.
Oh, no, it's the window. I'm going to double click on the icon when you're ready to roll with it, because it will start playing the video.
Here's what we'll do. We're going to roll with this, and then we'll play the Enterprise theme, the Archers theme, so that I can have a moment to absorb this, because I only have so much of an idea of what's going on. So you're going to get the Enterprise intro after this. Let me just make sure I have the right one. I don't think I've uploaded a new one since the season 2 one. And I know what this is, so but I don't know what it says. So I'm kind of all like a quiver with anticipation, because I'm really interested.
You guys are all gonna love this.
I hope I can't wait to see it. All right, so we're gonna do this, and then so I can absorb, so I can collect myself. We'll play the Enterprise music, the Archers theme. Yeah. So 3, 2, 1, and action.
Oh, we're ready. Okay.
That's what 3, 2, 1 action.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato, and also Empress Sato.
Yes.
Enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button, or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could
Holy
really
shit.
make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show. Hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
There. There it
Oh
was,
my
everybody.
God. Holy Sean, thank you so much for that. That was the nicest thing and the most expensive Star Trek gift I've ever gotten. Thank you so much. Linda Park still looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
She
she's
looks
great.
gorgeous. And what a great introduction to the show. She's happy. She's happy about this.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that as an endorsement. Thank you.
Amber, you're
Hoshi.
getting multiple super
Yeah,
chats
look at
that are
that. Wow.
basically hashtag Team Hoshi right now.
I love that. I love
Radioactive,
Team
Thank
Hoshi.
you for the generous $2 super chat. Sean, did you jump on to did you get the email? I sent one to the
let me go
take
check.
a look. Radioactive with a generous $2 United States super chat says, I may have to side with Team Hoshi now. Whoa. Yeah. Wow. You know what? Now you come over to come on over to the dark side. Team Hoshi. She's gorgeous. I
She's
love
so
it. She's
naturally pretty. Like that's just like with
Doesn't
kitchen
look
lighting
at
and a cell phone, and she just like
Right.
just perfect, you know.
I don't get what was with the baseball hat, but okay, Hoshi, you know, like
Love it.
I didn't look at it if it had. Well, I was wondering if it had like a cause on it or something. And she did this before anything
She
happened.
showed
so
something on the front of it.
there was
Yeah, it was
something
like
front.
take two or something.
It might have something to do with.
Welcome to Saving Star
You might as well
Trek,
play it again, right?
A show.
Why
talking
not?
My favorite show is Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy.
Oh, I
this
like the glasses,
show. I
Kronos.
love that it's finding
Make art, it says.
Oh, make art. Okay.
Make art. That's cool. That's a cool statement that she wants people to be artistic.
Yeah.
That's nothing controversial there. She didn't like make us look at a Harris hat. She's very, very nice, or any other kind of political hat. She gave us exactly what was asked for. Sean, the wording of this couldn't be better. Did you tell her to just go with it? Did she write this or did you write this?
I kind of gave her a little guidance. I said to keep it kind of like 30 to 45 seconds, even though you can get up to 2 minutes, but
Yeah,
that would have been too long. I was like, just keep it like a spot. I said make it like it's a little intro, a spot. I mentioned the name, and I said, if you could do something fun like Empress Sato will be unpleased if you don't hit the like button, and she did it, and it was great. Exactly what I asked for.
She looks hot in these dirty glasses, and this is exactly what I wanted. This is amazing. This is as good as what as Berta praised Nicole DeBoer one, which was fantastic.
Very complimentary to her. Those specs, by the way.
Yeah, I like them.
She's trying to be nerdy.
Smart and
They're
sexy.
very complimentary.
They're going to deflect something that Mike. No, I'm just kidding. She's really gorgeous. It was real. Linda, if you're out there, and if anybody knows Linda, just tweet her and tell her it was absolutely an honor. I'm going to, when I get this, I'm going to load it onto a tweet and tweet it out because I think it's probably, I could even just lower the resolution. I could get this out as a tweet. I want everyone to see it. I have now officially the greatest beginning of Eddie's Star Trek show. I'm going to take Hoshi off stage. It's hot. I'm getting distracted. There's a swelling going on in my body. I'm swell. Did you know there's a football player named Peneus Swell?
What?
Gee, that's swell.
NFL player named Peneus Sewell. And I'm like, I wonder how he got so tough as to end up in the NFL. It's like, could you imagine lining up in front of the guys like, so you rub Viagra on yourself today, mother? It's just like, what the hell? She still looks young because she is young.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
1975. She's 25 on Enterprise. So that makes her 46. 47.
Yeah. There's an NCAA football player named General Booty.
His parents.
True.
Oh,
is
man.
it B-O-D-Y or T-Y?
B-O-O-T-Y.
Major. Does he have a brother named Major? Had they already used like the best joke? Is that what it was?
Dude, I don't know. They're from the South. That's all I can tell you.
Major Booty. I know a guy named John Big Boutte from Jersey.
Yeah.
She still looks great. And okay, Sean has some control now. I didn't get a chance to recognize the super chats. Team Hoshi for the win, says RRTNZ. I want to thank RRTNZ for today's earlier show where we had Lance on talking about the wild geese. It was a pretty conversation, man.
All right, time out. I do need to exit here so I can enter through the StreamYard link.
Ooh, yeah. Make sure to lubricate yourself.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Diddy, come over here, man. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Don't worry. The watch party starts soon, guys.
The cops are here.
What? So Sweet Home Alabama was the number one movie, number one video game. What do you think? September 2002. My audience, do you have guesses? I put number one and number two.
Sorry, number one and number two of what?
Video games of September 2002. September 24th, 2002.
Gosh.
Well, the number one game, and then I'll tell you what the number one game was that year.
2? Was it Halo 2?
Spyro 2, Season of Flame, released September 24th for the Game Boy Advance. Outsold any other game. It's an action-adventure platform game. Here's the other top game of 2002. Ready? Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Was that in September? Really?
Yes. And Sean, you can let yourself in now. Try it.
Yeah.
Yes, you can now. You have control. You control the horizontal and the vertical. And you know what? Let's talk real quick about Carbon Creek. And we'll get into it. We're a little behind schedule today. I'm sorry. We'll do our best to get all the comments we can. The weekday shows are about hanging out with you guys and talking about the same kind of news and stuff that you would see on something like Midnight's Edge or Culture Casino. That's what we're doing during the week. A Star Trek update sometimes on Tuesdays. And if we come on Friday, it's to see you guys. But I always come on with a script because go on without a plan is the plan to fail. Ladies and gentlemen, Carbon Creek from Star Trek Enterprise is a 2002 gem, redeeming first contact, redefining first contact between humans and Vulcans. 1957, not the mid-2060s. 3 Vulcans, including T'Pol's great-grandma, Tamir, crash in Pennsylvania post-Sputnik, blending in at Carbon Creek, saving miners with tech. Tamir learns compassion, profits from Velcro, funds education, Mistral. Maybe he has different plans. Tamir might have other options, finding herself in command of the mission upon the death of their captain. The episode ends with T'Pol and Tucker leaving Archer and T'Pol puzzled. Now, did she just tell them a story like she asked? Well, let's find out. Coincidentally, the same month as this episode was being filmed, there was a real coal mine accident in Quay Creek, Pennsylvania, where about 9 miners were trapped underground for 3 days. All were rescued. they beamed him out. Early in the episode, Trip remarks that T'Pol's story is like an old episode of the Twilight Zone. The night this aired, a new version of the Twilight Zone debuted next by Ira Steven Behr. Coincidence?
Really? I didn't.
I think this
Didn't know
line
that.
might have been placed. It might
You
have just
think
been that
so,
they
huh?
lucked out. I think they knew their friend they'd worked with was making this show, and they put that in there to help him out. And maybe it was just a coincidence it ended up in the same night, but I think it's the same network too. UPN. The episode contains a fictionalized account of the origins of Hook and Loop, otherwise known by the communist name of Velcro. In reality, Velcro was invented in 1951 by Swiss engineer George de Mistral, after whom one character in this episode is going to be named. So listen up, folks. Here's the deal. It was a real winner. It aired on UPN September 25th, 2002, and it got a 2.4 rating, a 7 share, which means a whopping 4.84 million watched it. Not too shabby. It's up from last week, but way down from last season. Shockwave really screwed the pooch. It's ranked 7th among sci-fi and fantasy shows that week. Not very good, which is shocking to me. And we have a new enemy. J.J. Abrams' Alias took care of 11.3 million viewers during this episode airing, with the premiere of his stupid show Alias, which, by the way, starred the hot Jennifer Garner, who, she's got to be laughing that like her husband is using her ex-husband who just split on her is using the fire as an excuse to just not call back J-Lo. So J-Lo's only move is to go on Facebook and talk about how she's worried about Ben, who's showing up everywhere and safe, but just not taking her calls. It's like, I canceled the insurance, leave me alone. But we have a new enemy. And just to give you an idea of where this Alias garbage goes, we got a real edgelord beginning. The TV series ends with a flash forward explaining nothing, where they simply have another child. Sydney and Vaughn are married, semi-retired, and living on a beachside island with their second child. Of course, they're semi-retired because we might just bring her back. She's not coming back. And so Carbon Creek, not the top dog and not really in the race. Tremendous, though. This is just tremendous. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all so much for being part of the Star Trek watch party. And with no further ado, I would say everybody just, you know what, pile on into the theater, jump in with the pin post. I want to make sure that I'm controlling the Cosby properly. I opened up so many browsers. It is absolutely, you know how it
Teague,
is.
I was going to ask you, wasn't that show Alien? Wasn't it known by something else?
No, I don't.
My
That
God.
was just a bad joke.
Yeah, wait, I got it. F you. Yes. The show was also called Felicity the Spy. And I see the MP4. So I guess that's Linda. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I
Oh.
said that. Yeah, you know what? You may want to like swap the horizontal so you can make out the hat.
If I could figure out a way to put her, I want to swap her backwards. But the other thing would be great is put her on a billboard, like over like somewhere in New York, like in Times Square.
Oh, I can do that
If
for
you
you.
put her
I
in
can
Times-
do that.
Put her in
Can I play
Times
with it?
Square.
No,
You can
the
put her on
real
a
Times Square.
screen or Times Square. Yeah, that
The
we'll
real
take care of that. We can't talk to people about how that's going to happen. You'll see it in more than one place. But hey, if you're watching us over on X, do me a favor. If you could repost us and give us a like, that helps us out. If you look at the pin post anywhere, you're going to get a little surprise. I'm just going to my own channel so that I could, as crazy as it sounds, I have to go to my own channel and look at my own show so that I can make sure that I pin the post correctly. Then go in there and do some other things. I feel like Jake from the Blues Brothers. I need to get into the car and sign the check on the dashboard because my brother likes to turn the light on so I can endorse it. And it's going to sound like we're leaving, but we're not. Okay, so it doesn't seem to have a pin post. Let me jump on that Cosme. I thought I took care of that before. Did I pin my Cosme to someone else's
Not
post?
yet, Admiral.
No, what I'm saying
Not
is I
here.
probably pinned I think I pinned my Cosby to like Nadia. I think I pinned my my Cosby to Nadia's chat because I was watching her X-Files stream. Guys, check out Nadia. She's great. Nerdy Dollface. I was watching her stream before, and it's like I had 2 streams open at once, and I guess I must have put it on there. We're gonna give you a chance to grade the episode. We found that the grades for all episodes are going up. This one, this might be an episode. We've said this more than 5 times. This might be a series top 5. Can you imagine the dogfight we're gonna have for the top 5? Wow. Yeah, Nadia Nerdy Dollface does the X-Files, and she just started. She was new at it. And she did an Admiral Teague. She started her stream and she was getting very emphatic when she ended it by mistake and had to start again. I'm like, I see myself in you, young lady. You are going to be a great and mighty streamer.
Look, John the Beagle Dad is already giving this episode an A, and we haven't even started.
He watched it already. He watched it already. He owns. You're allowed if you've seen the episode and you know it, but I would hold off on voting till you see it again unless you watched it recently, because if you thought it was a B, it might be better. But I would say this before we get started. You know what the mistake was in this episode? That in our first episode after a flubbed 2-parter, and I'm going to call. Does anyone want to call Shockwave anything more than it could have been worse? Is the best thing we could say. It wasn't terrible.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, at least Daniels is gone again, but we killed him before. Like, please don't come back. Like, we know stuff that like we didn't know then, but please don't come back, right? I mean, God. But Shockwave is mid, and although this episode is really good, I feel it was a mistake to place it here.
Yes,
this episode could have been.
I think you're right.
The 3rd episode,
right?
First thing we do is just don't do We don't do Star Trek at all. But thank God we don't do time travel.
Yeah.
Putting
it right after the huge transition between season 1 and season 2 and that 2-parter, and then you just go right to this, kind of just takes your foot off the gas completely. And so I always kind of wonder,
a 2-parter that didn't clean up much of that mess.
Yes. So I agree. I think 3rd episode, maybe 4th or 5th, would have been better placement for an overall season. However,
I wouldn't have allowed it before episode 5. I would have been like, you guys, man. I might have even been like, after that movie, I want you guys to somehow discover the Delta logo. I want that on you. People need to know. Right. Forget it. Because this show's tanking hard. The first season was so good. What was wrong with the first season? That it was 4 episodes too long, and all 4 of those episodes were completely forgettable to the tune of Voyager. And poisoned the brilliant Star Trek story, because it was nested in bad episodes of Vox Sola. Wasn't great, but it was great Star Trek. It was such great Star Trek. You cannot write better Star Trek than a completely unknown life form where everybody is unified by the fact that they're in crisis. And I know that we did a couple of things here, but it was to make it more Star Trek. When they all have that psychological bond and they're feeding off the captain's strength, did we ever get a better read on any captain's pure resolve? He's a great captain from that episode on. Like, he's my captain from that point. And hi, everybody. It was a real Trek. This is right.
I
mean, people are coming through the numbers going up. I love it.
Those 4 that were for too long were probably just Braga's favorites, and that's the other reason they ever got made. A little bit. I don't think hat on that, but there's something to that.
I would say the single worst one that was so forgettable was Fortunate Son. It wasn't like it was the worst episode, but the fact it was forgettable in the wrong spot broke up other stories and confirmed that. We're going to call him Pride Weather for a while. We confirmed that Pride Weather couldn't freaking act. And I believe that's the only flag you're allowed to have here. We don't have I gave us an American flag, okay? And I also, guys, there's been some changes. You may have noticed the badges are different. We also have a new emoji, an American emoji, a Patton emoji. It's called.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
The Patton emoji is called Defiance. Yes, that is when we defy everyone. By the way, there's a mistake in this by the artist. You can look close. The flag has stars that are staggered. The 48 star flag of Patton's time, they were completely straight vertical rows and even. It was 48 rows of 1.
Well, 6 times 8 or 8 times 6. Yeah. Depending on how you want to look at it. Yep. So they could do it very symmetrical like that.
Yeah, and 2 times 4 might still be half of 16, but I'm not sure. But guys, we Miskatonic, hi. We got people showing up.
You have
We got our
ensigns for
highest.
that, Admiral. You have ensigns for the math portion. They can
I,
handle that.
I have ensigns to crunch the numbers, and I've got, you know what, like I'm disabled here. You know, let's not forget. Yeah, guys, while the Cosby's up, do me a favor before we engage it, just go in there and make sure it's working properly. I'm
I
gonna
see it.
select our media. I
see it.
haven't opened up Paramount Plus yet.
And Admiral, while you're doing that, I just want to let people know that if you're coming from other Trek shows, you're coming from other shows around the internet, we do things just a little bit differently here on Admiral Teague's channel. We love Star Trek, and so we love sharing it with everyone. And we know that not everyone has time to do homework and watch a bunch of episodes before they join us. So we do this kind of like I don't know what you want to call it, a family room or a den style thing where we all sit around on a virtual couch and watch Star Trek together. So if you have popcorn, pop it, open that soda, pop, cola, Coke, whatever you happen to call it, that soft drink of choice, and open the Cosby on a second screen if you have it.
Choice. We're the only ones entertaining, and I'm the only one who needs to be sober here. My guys, if they want to unwind with a drink, that's a different story than like if anybody here is drinking, like what we're not going to do is turn on the camera so you can watch them chug the shot because it's so cool that they don't love themselves enough to have the self-respect.
I am currently enjoying pulp-free low-acid orange juice. Now, that is like the ultimate replicator drink because I don't know what the hell kind of orange that comes from, where like your Tums are just in the orange juice before you drink it, so you don't even have to take that anymore. But that's what I'm celebrating with.
I missed this chat by a minute, but only a minute. The Radioactive says Brana Enterprise is a greater than by a lot Kurtzman Soy Track. Braga Enterprise is better than Kurtzman. Look, this show is mostly good. The problems are this. The theme song pissed people the fuck off. The second problem is this. T'Pol's outfit is so unworldly, unnatural, ridiculous, and fake, and so like early 2000s, like unattainable body to the point that it's almost like a slap around the head in the face, that it's like we are giggling. And we love beautiful women. We're giggling. This is the hottest we're going to get to see T'Pol yet because she's wearing normal modern clothes. Now, I ask you guys this. What is better for our channel engagement here? And I already know it. I'm going to do something that, what I'm going to do is consider cruel and unusual punishment under the Federation. But as far as I'm concerned, we're all that's left of the United Federation of Planets. These are my orders. Do not use the hashtag Star Trek. Do not use the hashtag Section 31. The Romulans have broken code Star Trek. The Romulans have broken hashtag Star Trek. Use hashtag Enterprise. Use hashtag NX01. Use anything but hashtag Star Trek. If you're going to talk to someone about Star Trek, ask them to start over in a fresh tweet without using the word Star Trek. As other creators have carved out an exception for me, I carve out an exception to them. My hat is off, but they are doing the greatest work, and they have their own fish to fry. Even I use it as a tag for this show, but that's a different story. This is not about promoting the hashtag. So let's make sure that we get the hashtag to trend it down. We've seen that this has failed to gain hold week after week after week. I am the biggest progenitor of the hashtag. I have not tweeted it in about 2 weeks, so they're in trouble. Also, very quickly before we start, I was, yes, I know, we got to get to start rolling. I was contacted today, and it looks to be real, by Paramount Plus, just before showtime.
What?
Are they trying to get you to come back for 99 cents for 4 months, or for the first 4 and then only $9 a month after that?
They want me to go to the premiere. They want me to go to the premiere of 1923 in New York City.
Interesting.
Harrison, how you doing?
Are they asking Are they asking you to help them locate the nuclear vessels?
No, actually, the truth is they made the cinematographer made friendly contact with me and is talking to me about the show. So, like, I'm talking
very
to them
cool.
about how great it would be to go to the premiere. But let's go with this so like we can get out of here. Let me make sure I put this on in our Cosme. Guys, I'm sorry about this one. You're about to see something that could be considered cruel and unusual punishment. I get the vacuum chamber for this in 7 different systems. I had to watch it, so now you do too. This should inspire all of us. And please come back for the commentary after the episode if you could, because that's where we get our number. We don't roll AdSense, so do what you will. But you know what? This will show you why Star Trek needs saving. Welcome to the Paramount original movie, Section 31.
And while
I'm
you're
not
kicking that off, hail to Miskatonic Madman, Mark Harkness, and Putin's cat who just dropped in.
It's
Welcome.
good to see
You're
you.
just
Hey,
in time.
Putin's cat. What's up, guys? Listen, get into the theater. You've got to see how bad this is. Anyone can watch on 2 devices. That's great too. But if you can't, you're so fucking cool. I like you all. Anyway, what this 30-second promo is probably comprehensive because I don't believe they leave us with it. It's not the public hangout way to give us an answer or an ending. So it'll just be another movie that starts in the middle of nowhere and ends with a cliffhanger. I mean, that's all we do in this bullshit. So here we go. Get ready, guys. If you have an air sickness bag in front of you, you want to grab something to throw up in, I'll give you a moment. I'm not happy about this. All right. It starts with Michelle Yeoh's new accent. What are you doing on my space station? Which I suppose is an alien accent because it doesn't sound like any earthly accent. Not making fun of her accent. I'm saying she's acting, and I don't know what she's doing with her voice.
Why the hell are you talking like that? Is pretty much it, right?
Here's the thing: anyone who thinks that I'm making fun of her for her the way that she speaks English is an asshole who's wrong. Because the fact of the matter is, she's acting here, and if you think that someone who has an accent can't also act, you're a goddamn mistophobe. And get off my channel. All right, go. I've warned you about this. You've had a moment. Brace yourselves. You have 10 seconds for a quick drink. 3, 2,
We are so braced.
1, and action.
A piece of the action. What?
And then she kicks this guy across the room. Why is she dressed like this? And her character's name, again, is a male title. Emperor. Guys.
Well, she gave him a royal fizbin in the balls.
This is nonsensical. This is nonsensical.
Look at that. See?
This is the dumb it burns. So she's acting. This is not the character we've seen before. I guess this is the good version of Gregorio, and that person's an asshole too. All I know is one good looking grandma, but I mean, this is the deal with Star Trek.
This costume is like
Not
from I don't know. It's
Wheel
from
of
like
Time?
$10 rack somewhere.
They off the racked all these costumes. They like this was stuff that they wanted to keep for themselves. Like someone's daughter wore this to the prom, and they're like, "We got to dress her, Michelle." My daughter's she's the same height as my daughter. Crouching phaser, hidden transporter, exactly. And that it was so long. And by the way, we've made it through 20% of this promo without getting a white man on here. I think that they're already high-fiving. Like, we got the greatest trailer ever. So here, let's get 5 more seconds of this excellence.
Yeah.
So like a prawn movie, long intro, voiceover. 1 second she's kicking someone across the room. Then we could have made this, by the way.
Section 31.
That looked like ass. Did you see that?
No,
that
'cause
logo.
it was too quick. They
didn't want you to see it. It was so low. It was like. Let me give you guys an idea of how this. I'm sorry. This is kind of part of what we have to do here. If I have to finish up a load, I will. But this is better than what we saw. What you see right now on your screen, on my screen, on StreamYards, this is a much better special effect than we're getting in this stupid movie. And this looks like they retest the ship from Solo. This looks like Vision's ship from Solo.
It's just a place for people.
They made that thing in the sky so dark so you couldn't actually see how low res it was.
Yeah. And also, guess who this is? I'm so heartbroken. Do you know who this is?
Oh, that's Rachel Garrett.
It's Rachel Garrett.
It's yeah. What a piece of crap.
I was going to guess Samantha Bee. So I
Dressed
was
like
wrong.
a fucking asshole. At least Samantha Bee is awkwardly funny by mistake. This is awkwardly vomit
Well, I
inducing
thought this
on
was a joke.
purpose.
I thought this whole thing
This
was
is a joke. The people who made this are so incompetent. They think this is good. By the way, when she moves, her hair is purple. You're not wrong. The hair is kind of purple, and it may be two-tone, but this is the captain of the Enterprise say. This is
What?
Captain Rachel Garrett. Yes, it turns out that the Battle of Kittimer was a Section 31 operation that was espionage the whole time. They probably false flagged the Klingons into attacking the Romulans.
Are
and
they
she's
really
probably
going with
responsible for
this
all
with
of it.
some kind of Mr.
They're gonna cannon
Jones
bait.
psyop
They're
type thing?
Yep. Yep, they're cannon bombing all of Star Trek, and the thing is, they didn't have enough money to do like time travel and ruin the other Star Trek, so they just grabbed the people they could. Like, grab a rando. Like, why is she 900 years in the future? Because she time traveled once before. I fucking hate time travel. So at any rate, let's get 5 more seconds. Excellent.
Starfleet is here to make sure no one commits murder. Don't get.
Starfleet is here to make sure no one commits murder?
Your prime directives in a bunch.
Don't get your prime directives in a bunch. We have our highest concurrence doing this. We may need to transform video more often, but I may need pills. Yeah, everyone's drinking and I'm taking anti-anxiety meds. What the fuck?
You ready? Let's get messy.
Now you see why we can't monetize this stream anyway. What the fuck? I hate these characters. Thank God we can't rewind it or dwell on how horrible they look. That guy, this is just scream that we topped out in the 90s and we're still hung up on nightclub performers and how we dressed when we went to clubs in the 90s. Everyone's got a black leather jacket and two-tone hair.
I would just love to have a Star Trek series where we're not going to nightclubs.
And look at this ship. We got a Star Trek series.
Done it every time.
Kurtzman's
done it every time.
He can't say Alison Pill gives her confess. We get the backstory about why she's not in jail for like quadruple murder, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I had to go away for a little while. My ex-boyfriend, I snuffed him." And she's like drunk, and we're supposed to laugh it off. It's like, this is a show.
Survive together.
Was there really a windmill
Was
on that planet?
Just despicable.
There was a windmill on that planet.
Let's just skip the intro and
okay, folks.
Now, guys. This is what we're up against. Please like and follow us. Help us out here. When we watch this piece of garbage, we want to be the largest community to watch it, so that when we say it sucks, they can't impugn us. I am currently leader of the largest New Trek watching community, and we 100% all condemn it together. So how bad can it be? All right, Carbon Creek, it's good Star Trek. Get ready for something that'll make you feel great. You ready to have good feelings about Star Trek, guys? We just went through the bad. It got better before it got worse. 3, 2, 1, and action.
When?
She with humor now. Is she trolling them all the time? Has that been what's going on since the middle
Trip's
left?
like, I would like a large indulgence. Here we go. Florida man. Right there.
It's like, I showed up wasted already, Captain, but I'll have some more. Trip, would you like some house trash when I got here? Yeah.
Yeah, Phlox has some of those anti-hangover slugs.
Mr. Tucker killed the slug by mistake. There was something in his body. It was called methamphetamine.
Uh-oh. Year-end evaluations.
This is the first Star Trek 4 joke. Double dumbass on you, right?
Captain Archer's worried he's not going to get his cost of living increase.
When last I was here, we talked about how I hit 2070. It was a real honor, and I want to thank everybody. I want to
Falcons
do my.
don't take vacations. Why not?
It's true though. She was doing research. I want to thank everybody for this.
What?
Thank you all for 2,080 subscribers and going up. They're referencing First Contact.
Yes,
that was
the
a
film,
cool
which was
cool
hilarious.
little thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like
That's-
everybody knows that.
The one good writing thing about Trip is that he comes off dumb and naive, yet he's smart enough to run the warp engines, and we don't doubt either one. Like he's just not worldly. He's good with machines.
Yeah, just like Florida man, you know.
So you thought this might have been a bottle episode, but it ends up not being a bottle episode, which is cool.
It's not quite a bottle episode.
I'll
no.
stand and remove your hats.
Yes, for our national anthem. Sean, do you think we'll be in like New San Francisco watching the Mets play the San Francisco Giants and like singing this together? Like, wouldn't that be the happiest day of our lives?
Maybe.
When they save Star Trek, we're going to be at Citi Field where the New York Mets play to throw out the first pitch in a Mets game in honor of the saving of Star Trek. And William Shatner will catch that ball. I swear to you. The cameo will be back. I promise. Use code 2. I love it. If the Soylents immediately withdraw, Admiral Teague will detonate, leaving the entire sector unsafe for transit for the next 4 solar years. It's going to be fun when we get to that. How good will we be at Star Trek by then? Hey, Gamer 1745. Gamer 1745 is a really great YouTuber who is a great fan for history. I recommend that everyone subscribe to his channel. He's a great YouTuber. Find him at
You're not old enough to try to compensate yet.
Mm.
He's not at the midlife crisis anyway. I love the retro leather on that.
Yeah.
They actually took
Fine
the time to come up
Corinthian
with
leather.
different uniforms. And you know, this set is super tiny, but it's okay because they
We're not going to be here long. Also,
Yeah.
what I like about this one is that this outfit is very flattering on Samir. Considering what's going on, by the way, I say the ability to fly is irrelevant in this matter.
and better emergency effects than what you ever saw on Discovery.
Oh, on Strange New Worlds, where they just turned on a light, turned on a smoke machine.
Admiral,
What was
if
that?
you could see subspace transmission.
Oh, sorry. Emma, is it?
Now it's better.
Yeah, I think it might be a StreamYard waving, like a wave that goes through StreamYards. They've been updating things as we go. You saw it? It debuts February 25th, I thought.
January 25th, yeah.
Is it January 25th? We'll watch it like a week after. I don't know if we should watch it at first. I guess to get people who are curious from watching it at all, we should do it as soon as it comes out. You Earthmen just never asked.
Yeah.
She was to merely her grandmother. We're rolling out Vulcans again here. I don't know why we're reintroducing Vulcans so heavily here.
I'll be right back, you guys.
Go
Sure.
for it. What do you think, JT? Why are we going over Vulcans 101? We're assuming we've lost our audience and we didn't reintroduce 2 shows. By the way, major change in her outfit, right? She looks much more normal. She's not
This-
unworldly looking.
This is clearly a set somewhere,
Mm.
which is sad. Although still yet more realistic than what we saw Tilly running around in season, what was that, 5 this past year?
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I enjoy this set because it reminds me of older Star Trek, and I don't care.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
don't care. I was like, this is an acceptable Star Trek set. Wow, look at those comments just shooting by. You guys are on fire today, as Culture Casino told you earlier this day. You're welcome. You're a great YouTuber and a great master of history. Check out our Wild Geese broadcast today. The guest Lance wrote a
There-
book on it.
They're like, are you suggesting we eat meat?
Yeah, they're about to like zap a deer.
You know, they feel like they need to change. Oh, sorry, those pants
Yeah.
were distracting.
Yeah,
Um,
I felt it for a moment you did stirring in the force.
They feel like they need to change into other clothing. This kind of looks 1950s biker to me. They could have kept wearing it.
If only they'd seen like Rebel Without a Cause, they'd be like, we're fine. The outfits we have, Mistral.
That is a well-tailored leather jacket.
I just want to say, her here with her natural hair, with no wig at all, and just a t-shirt and a leather like suit, it's not a cat suit or nothing. The best she's looked. Now
Admiral,
it's
if
like
you could try
Scotland
talking
now.
right into your mic as much as possible.
All right, let's see. How's
There you
that?
go. There you go.
It might be, oh, we're having the proximity thing go on again.
Yep.
Like she looks great. There we go. We saw it, nipples. Yeah, there we go again. I was right. Yeah. By the way, I found a feminist blogger who watches Star Trek, and she did not approve of this episode.
Why?
She said that this was male gazing and nothing more. I was like, wow, your hate has blinded you.
Well, what if you were a lesbian? Then it would be.
She was.
So then it's female gazing too.
She
Whatever. It was
went on
stupid.
and on about
It
how
was- it
beautiful
was-
she was.
Yeah.
A little dumb.
Also,
Here's
I
the
love
thing,
the
Rick.
1950s vehicles.
I love the 50s cars. My oldest car I ever owned was a 1962 Dodge Demon. I love Lucy reference coming up.
Artificial satellite, LOL. But she's not surprised that they can't build nukes.
You know what would have been a really good Star Trek reference? That Sean seems to be back. Sean, did you know that Vina Susan Oliver from The Cage dated Gil McDougall from the New York Yankees? Don't you think they could have watched a Yankee game and talked about how Gil McDougall was just the man? Sean might not be back. One well-laid baseball player, that guy.
I also think it's kind of funny how they put those guys standing around that car and they're all just drinking. Because why not?
And
It's the
also,
50s.
he's knocking one back when he offers to drive them home. By the way, is this a Twin Peaks reference, the pine trees? Or is this supposed to be imitating the Delta logo? Or is it just a pine tree?
I think it's sometimes a pine tree is just a pine tree. They probably were on location getting this filmed, right? So
Did they use the Twin Peaks location?
Mm,
It could be. This does not look dissimilar, to be honest with you. It's a while later, though. Not that this couldn't have been a set that could reel right back out. Rolling on the floor left. Is that what you mean? Yeah, they had their ears caught in a rice picking machine.
that was an odd commercial break cut.
I think it's a
Wasn't it?
commercial cut by the AI, and it's getting to Enterprise now.
I
That was
see.
for people who have commercial tier. This
Oh,
actress may
okay.
be familiar. This actress, this blonde lady here, I found out something.
She is familiar.
She's John Cusack's sister.
Ah. Oh, and hail to Vic Fontaine.
Hell, Vic Fontaine, I saw you in the chat today with Culture Casino. I wanted to say hello, but like it wasn't picking up your name when I typed it in, which makes me assume people have walked AFK, but it was good to see you.
Carbon Creek. I like to say it like they would in the 50s and say Carbon Creek.
Carbon Creek. By the way, here's the thing that I think is a coincidence here. John Cusack's sister here, somehow she's also sisters with Joan Cusack. And I think that needs to be strongly looked into. Like, how'd she pull that off?
Would you like a ride? And he's obviously drinking
Drugs a little more.
Sudsweiser.
It is like Swillweiser. And then like he's like, wait, don't drive yet. Here's some Jack Daniels. I mean, some Jake Donalds, right? Like after near copyright infringing name. The Tetrarch's here. Tetrarch, my man. It's good to see you. You were told not to talk.
I can defeat him. Okay.
Yeah, like you know what would be more Vulcan, honestly? Just a little nitpick. I will prevail. Right?
Yeah.
By the way, we just speak English and everyone just speaks English. Don't talk to the universal translator. We're just going to pretend that everyone speaks the same language.
They might have one.
Yeah, the best assumption is it was mentioned off screen. Doesn't she look much better with no hair pieces and no weird stuff going on?
Yeah.
Could they have been trying to save her? Where they're like, oh my God, we poisoned everyone's mind about our great looking chick. We made her look unworldly. We did that weird thing where we had an 80-year-old Vulcan woman with a water bra. We weirded everyone out. Let's just show everyone her nipples by shadow and like try to rinse off this mistake from season 1. She's not wearing the suit of armor on the ship either, I don't think.
Possibly.
The last top seems to be, it's been cut down or fixed.
I do love the amount of extras they have in the bar to make it
You know
look
what?
pretty
You know-
lived in. That was a common issue in TNG. They really did not want to spend on extras for whatever reason in many, many scenes, especially in the earlier seasons of the show.
The show is full from season 4. The ship is full from season 4 on and looks more lived in there. But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, nothing looks less lived in than the. I think you have to hire the first 30 people from the Screen Actors Guild to make anything in America. So they hire like 26 people. They don't even hire as many screen actors as they need to, right? They only need 26 people, so we don't have to go 30. Save that money. And they're like, well, no non-union extras are going to be able to be in this. So you know what? Like it's just that's it. You got these 26 people, and so every ship in Picard 3, they were like, this ship has had all the crew offloaded to be more efficient. I'm like, so why design it with the crew? Why make all these inefficient crew compartments to have something to shoot at when we fight? Honestly.
And depending on the town they shot this in, they may not have had to modify that storefront too much to look like it's from the 50s.
It could also, something tells me it's a Berkeley movie lot, but yes. Oh my gosh, Victor Fontaine with a very generous $9.99 super chat. Hail to Admiral. Hail to you.
Oh,
AT,
hail.
everyone in the Sunday night Star Trek chat. On behalf of Sean, thank you. JT has offered
Yes.
his compliments. Thank you so much, Victor Fontaine. I don't have any problem running these shows with no AdSense for maximum enjoyment. It's not about squeezing every dime out of this. And generosity of you guys has made it more than worth the while doing it. It was still pretty embarrassing when I had to tell the girl who wanted to hang out tonight that after my Star Trek show I would beat her. So I'm free for the rest of the night. And thank you. And guys, Mods, if you have a wrench, do me a favor, say hi to new people if you haven't seen them. Just
I
me.
love this. I love
Yeah.
this part of the story. They took whatever jobs they had to survive. Shows that the Vulcans were rather resourceful people, which is kind of cool. Just
I like how his little life hack there.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this is where, if they look in the background, you can see the original print of Event Horizon. It's
White Sands.
1957. What test would this be? That's where they tested them. I guess they were doing it regularly enough that it doesn't matter. Or doesn't give us a date. We know that it's because of Sputnik, it's like, what? That's October of 1957, I think.
Hey, we have a hey guys, we've got a Victor Fontaine.
Yes.
Oh, did I show it?
Yeah, we
Or
did. We just
did you
talked
call that
about
out?
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, we
Oh,
did. We
that's
did.
so weird.
Well,
My
Big
bad.
Cat, thank you so much. You know what? I'd rather thank people twice than not at all. By the way, this actor's still out there, Jack, who plays the son. No, I want to know how he could be her son, and this guy's not related to John Cusack. The research today was vexing.
July 16th, there was a nuclear device known as Gadget that was successfully detonated.
The thing is,
Oh.
the event that they're there to observe happened in October. Sputnik was launched in October. Brings me back to the heady days of Sputnik.
Well, the one I mentioned
And
it
Yuri
actually looks like it
Gagarin.
might have been in 1945. It is tough to find one in 57.
Here's the deal. It sort of doesn't matter because I'm going to take something I said about Tomorrow is Yesterday.
Oh, mhm.
Once we start having anyone from Star Trek show up in the world, we change the world. Now, in Guardian on the Edge, City on the Edge of Forever is a reparative journey to the back to the past to fix the timeline. But I believe that because they are here in 1957, we can move it back 10 years. I said beating Captain Christopher aboard the Enterprise even momentarily changed history just a little. But now I'm willing to say this. It started to change here in the meta of this Star Trek. This is where they depart from our history. So it doesn't matter anymore. We're going to have bell riots in how many years from this, right?
So I did actually find the info on this. This was Operation Plum Bomb in 1957, and there were a series of tests between May 28th and October 7th of that year. And
Wow.
29 total nuclear tests. So wouldn't be very hard to pick one and say it was that at the end of the day.
If it was Operation Plum Bomb, that would mean that Sputnik flew for longer than these Vulcans were able to pull off.
Yeah.
I love how one Vulcan is like feels very welcome and he's getting emotional. And this won't make sense until we find the Vulcan Dead Sea Scrolls a little later. We find out everyone's a little emotional and a little egotistical and a little arrogant, and they're just not in touch with it. Is that me or am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. They've acknowledged for a long time that they've got emotions.
I'm just saying that later on in our same show, we are going to have these Vulcans to make a discovery that changes their outlook. And I'm saying, like, retroactively, do we now get to say that? By the way, that's a great line. I love Lucy's on tonight. I don't.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the way he delivered that too was really cool. I love Lucy is on tonight.
But the
This
debate,
guy's actually a good Vulcan. He's a good.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good Vulcan.
the debate about atomic annihilation in the 50s with them was a little cliche to include in this episode. But
And
it was
Tamir is
something that,
hysterical by Vulcan standards because she's sure it's going to happen and happen soon. She's picked up the hysteria of the people.
Yeah. In
Oh,
that
easy.
series of tests, the I guess the most interesting one would have been Pascal A, which was the world's first subterranean nuclear test. They
What
put
we
it in
need,
a-
we need radioactive in here to clarify this.
They had a 500-foot borehole. They put this nuke down. The problem was it was 50,000 times greater than they thought, and so it still just shot a mushroom cloud into the sky.
I worked radioactive really hard today. He was on the earlier show, and he was on with me last night, so I can't ask him again. But he'll be back. He's great as on the street, and adds a lot. By the way, I love their freaking clothes.
Oh
Everything
yeah,
about this
it's
is
very
a little bit romantic.
well done.
And aren't they in the same year that Marty McFly is going to? Was that 54? It'd be great if Mistral was like walking home at night and like he just saw some sparks and some light, and you looked into a garage, you opened up the door, there's like Doc Brown, it's like working away on like the DeLorean.
I think Marty went back to 55.
Yeah. But here's the thing, he could have stopped here for a few minutes to get a burger. He has a time machine. And Mr. Fusion. Exactly. Where are Doc? This Vulcan is going native, and it doesn't make sense as much as it will when we start finding out that the Vulcans they're still a lot more flawed. They make a lot of progress in the 100 years between now and the next and the original series.
I love the line. She's like, "Sorry, sometimes I have trouble keeping a lid on my emotions. It's hard." And he just says, "I know." That's clearly.
I love you. I know. Do you think it was that?
No, it would have been almost funny if he had just looked at the camera and broken the fourth wall. He's like, "Shit, I have another 5 years before my pon far. I don't know what
He's
to do."
more like, why is she spitting in my mouth instead of rubbing my fingers? He's back. More than pleasant. I prefer to have sex
I
with your
did
sister
say very
or
pleasant.
girl. Yeah. Well, I think the line here would have been like, I prefer to have sex with your sister's friend, the working girl, Melanie Griffith. But only in
Well,
missionary.
that's not creepy at all. That is not creepy at all. She's just like standing there, legs apart, staring.
I just want to say, I've said this before. Every time we see this going on in Star Trek, the writers were nerds. That's why the shows are so good. But the approach to chicks and the approach to dating is always shows that they were nerds who never got like any chicks until like, check out my Maserati. I write Star Trek Enterprise. So they write what they know. They're great nerds, but they're not ladies, men. They are not. They could have called up young Leonardo DiCaprio, but Leo, you're 15 right now. You're screwing all the chicks in Hollywood. Tell us what's going on. How did she figure that out? It's like that woman spat in your mouth. By the way,
I love this. She's like, "You are engaging in intimate activity," and he just like flexes on that. He's like, "I didn't start it." That's the
more like
look
maybe a
on
little
his
intimate
face.
activity will calm your ass down, lady. And by the way, like, what has he got? Like some Confar stimulators? He's got like, I have Vulcan Cialis has changed my life. And by the way, if you want to see the town from Andy Griffith, we will see it in Miri. And by the way, look, we don't want to get all the cigarette machine. We don't want the whole word in focus or in frame. We get it out of frame and out of focus before we see it. Because cigarettes falling out of favor really fast. And that Heinz looking tomato ketchup wasn't Heinz, but they're in Pittsburgh. So why wouldn't it be?
Right.
I was just going to look at
what
your Silicon
pocket
Valley. I
pool
wasn't going to
I
bother
was
you
just-
otherwise.
I was just gonna play pocket Cool. I hope you don't mind.
You will. I'll have both hands in my pocket. There are holes inside my pocket. I swear.
I do got to say the casting in this episode is so good. It really
I
is.
don't know if you were here for this, but there's a bit of a conspiracy going on here. This woman who plays the mother of Jack,
Uh-huh.
she's John Cusack's sister.
You were breaking up there.
She's John Cusack's sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the thing I think needs to be strongly looked into is somehow she managed to be Joan Cusack's sister too. It needs to be strongly looked into. I don't know how she pulled that off. I don't think she's jelly. I think Tamir is like, oh my God, I'm in command. I don't think she ever gets past that. Velcro. Yeah, Velcro is, they're about 6 years late in the invention of it, but I thought that was a great, and it works with her outlook that she wouldn't want to give them anything that would change a whole lot. Maybe it saves a life here and a life there. Robert Duncan McNeil, Tom Paris from Voyager, starred with Dolph Lundgren and Courtney Cox in 1987's Master of the Universe.
Teak, you're dropping out quite a bit.
Something's going on with this. Let me try something quick. I'll be right back. You guys have the con. You have the con. Go into my ready room.
Now, he took a job in the mine, which is interesting. It would be kind of funny if they showed him with his work helmet off with his ears exposed. They didn't do a very good job camouflaging that ship, did they? That's cold. But they do a really good job of throwing in a first contact, prime directive conversation into this. And they didn't have to take the story this way, but they did, which I think was a great choice. Sean, what do you think?
I'm sorry. I was a little bit distracted. Repeat what you said, please.
Oh, I just said that I thought they very tactfully and creatively put in a prime directive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This episode,
yeah. But it would, and it makes sense
How's
that they
this?
would.
much
You're
better
good.
for now. Yeah,
I'm still pretty close to the microphone. Now I'm a comfortable distance. How's that? 5x5?
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
It-
Yep.
It'll be better when the video's not playing, but the
That's true.
Cosme. But maybe I just need to turn down my Cosme.
But yeah, no, you're not going in and out anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's StreamYard's jumping in and out helps, but I readjusted my volume and I readjusted my my deck. I think we have the same one. They tend to get weird once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I turned it off and on before the show too. Tried to get it optimal, but what are you gonna do?
And if FKHC 2005 says 6x9, so you must sound a little spicy.
I'm really hot. I might be loud. Let me see. Is 6x9
No, you're good.
natural code?
No.
I wanted to make sure. Because when they told me 5x5 the first time, I'm like, yeah, it's 25. What do you want?
They have a lot
Why would
of
they know what quartz
set
is?
work
Go ahead.
in this episode. There's a lot of set work because they have the ship They were on the Enterprise. They have the house. They have the bar, restaurant, saloon, whatever you want to call it. They have that little street out front of town, and then they have the mines. Like there's a good chunk of different scenery that they included in this episode. It was probably not as cheap to make as people may envision.
Maybe the mine is a standard set because there are so many shows with mines. They might have been able to use a Western town and set dress it, but it costs them money.
Mhm.
It definitely costs them
Yep.
some money. Yeah. You know
Yep.
what? Now they're looking at my circle's popping a little bigger than everyone else's, but I don't know if it's significant.
Oh,
That's
it's-
the real guide.
It's just great. It's just great.
It is a charming episode. I don't like to think through it a lot either, but it does hold up to scrutiny. And I agree with that. No, but they stopped asking him why he wore a wool hat at all times. Yeah, look at her. Look at her here. It's a slightly different outfit, and she looks normal. It's not crazy fiberglass. I'm not saying it's normal yet, but it's better. They've gotten out of the uncanny body vibe for her.
The cool thing is they do
Thanks,
what
Batman.
Data's tried to do before, what Spock has done before, where they basically collect metals and things and materials from the local environment and build like a subspace radio.
Right. And it's so much cooler than when we tried it last week with Daniels.
Yes.
Take this. Oh, yes. Let me lick this spoon because you're not sophisticated enough to know a simple metal. You're a friggin' spaceman, but I'll chase this copper. Now pound it into 1 millimeter strips, and all of a sudden we have a communication device back in time. Shockwave was bad.
Certain elements, yes. Yes,
There was fun to be had in it, and there were good performances. Maybe
What
Hoshi's
car is this?
performance.
Can you pick it out,
What-
Teague?
I believe it's a Ford Phaeton. Let's go
Okay.
back 10 seconds and look at the badging. We saw it. Here we go. This is the car. We're going to go little by little. We're going to see if we can pick up the badging, guys, and then we'll give you a new time code. It's not a Bel Air. Is it a Bel Air? The last four number, the last four, it's a space between the last three letters. That could be Air, but that's not 3 and 3. Is it Chevy Bel Air? We don't get a good enough look at the badge. Ford Phaeton is my guess.
No, it's not a Bel Air. The
Ford
back is much
Phaeton?
different.
It's not a Chevy either. I think it's a Ford.
It's not a Ford Phaeton.
It's not a Fairlane. It's a very working class car.
Yeah.
See, this doesn't work unless she's been influenced by the humans. And this story softly building up to the idea that we're going to find out the Vulcans have an arrogant cognitive dissonance and that they're not the greatest with their emotions. Like they are out of touch with the fact that they're much more emotional than they think. Is that maybe in here?
I'm not even sure it's a Ford, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to end that convo. I'm not
Car
sure.
is
it's a
still a
Ford.
major.
We get
part of the
emotional
conversation.
about our cars, though. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look hard. I don't think it's a Ford, but I couldn't tell you.
Is it in the Chrysler Mopar family, or is it something that's no longer
thinking it
around?
is. I'm thinking it
Plymouth
is.
feels like it, right? Yeah, you know what? We didn't need this line though. Where it's like you're smarter than everyone, and it somehow didn't happen. It's like you couldn't have something where it's like I got caught, like spray tagging up my name graffiti style on the side of the school, and I can't go now.
It might be.
I
It
don't know
might be
why
like
they filmed in my apartment.
an
Sorry,
early
go ahead.
50s Chrysler Windsor, or the Dodge version of that, right?
It could be. I would say this though: why is she in my apartment, and why isn't she here now? By the way, that guy's credited man on train.
And
And
then
I feel like this is kind of a homage to like Superman when we see the fashions. I don't know. The whole milieu is so 50s America and stuff like that. I don't understand. It's
Fantastic
really
costume
are.
on her with this coat and the purse and everything. It just very 1950s.
even the way she's walking and like
Mhm.
like her who they had to have had a consultant or somebody come on.
Oh, that is a nice car. That mint green one sitting out in front.
Oh yeah.
It is. But here's the thing, too. She's a runway model, so she knows how to walk with authority.
Well, yeah, but she's got the posture that women of the time would have walked with. She's got it.
She's wearing their shoes, right? And she's got their
Yeah.
torpedo bra on. But here we go. It's hook and loop. I mean, Velcro. I mean, hook and loop. I mean, Velcro. By the way, this was my note on this one. You ready? Star Trek 4. Professor Scott has an idea.
Transparent aluminum.
How do we know he didn't invent the thing? But
Here's the
this is
thing.
not a time travel episode, so it's fine. It doesn't
No,
break
yeah,
it.
this is
Right?
the story. Yeah.
Well, by the way, the theory on Star Trek episode on Star Trek 4 for me is they go back to future 1.1. It's almost exactly like the one they left, but some things have been changed. And it just doesn't make any
Nowadays,
difference.
we're looking at that, and she's like, "John, we can go to McDonald's now." John.
Yeah. We finally get that jar of peanuts we've been holding off on instead of waiting for the one we salvaged to grow. I like how the Vulcans all very nicely give 2 weeks notice. And have a good Sunday evening to you too, Dad, man.
They, oh yes,
Dad, man was doing his
Dad-
Admiral Teague this morning. He had a couple of tweets that were like right up my alley as far as that.
Hail Deadman.
Is Dead Man leaving? Or
No, I think he's hanging out.
Yeah,
look at Radioactive with the facts.
I find it a little bit weird. I would have liked to have seen all of the artwork removed off the wall.
Yes, but the dogs playing
Yeah.
cards should have been on the wall too. I just want to say we had that fact ready to go. I do have that. George Mistral invented Velcro. That's why they named that Vulcan Mistral. But this is a good conversation.
This is obviously a wig on this gentleman.
Mm.
They've all got wigs or partial hair pieces, except her. This is the first time we've seen her. The only thing we've got is ears. We're at time code. I didn't give it to you before. 4316. It's almost over. 3833. Sorry. Got
Did
12
they
minutes
have
left.
paper towel in the 50s? I know that might be a dumb question, but
That was a cloth towel.
no, over the
That's a
sink.
cloth
But
towel.
it's
Oh,
on the
they
wall.
did.
There is some on the
Yep.
wall.
They did. Well,
Okay.
I will verify now with my assistant, though.
But it was made of cardboard.
Let's see, 1879.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that when paper towels were invented?
Yes. Yes. Probably not the same ply and the different rip the size you need, perforations and all the rest, but it was probably closer to what you use in school, that nasty brown that doesn't actually absorb anything. It just kind of pushes
oh,
the
yeah.
water around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Grogu's
Brogu.
here.
Hey,
Hello,
brother.
Burger. By the way, 1905, the paper towel was begun mass marketing in Pennsylvania, so they would absolutely have them here. They're in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Okay.
Now,
I'm
by the
always
way,
on
having been
lookout
to Carbon Creek-
for set mistakes.
Well, I've been to Carbon Creek. It looks just like this. It's a fictional town. They did a great job. Matches up perfectly
Actually, it looks like a lot like Northern California.
because it is.
Is that where they went?
Yeah, that's where they filmed it. I mean, they're in Northern California.
Oh yeah.
Watch the poll here.
The-
Perhaps
the-
he wasn't. She is
The
gorgeous.
trees and everything look more like California than they do. Western
Yeah,
PA.
yeah. But you know what? There's a lot of Northern Arizona that looks like Northern California.
Here's the thing: our East Coast
Flagstaff?
country forests look nothing like the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, yeah. But like
Nothing.
Flagstaff, Arizona, it's like you're in a mining town in Sacramento.
You want to
near
see a
Sacramento.
northern pines forest? Look at like Last of the Mohegans. They go through 3 of them.
Oh yeah.
They're supposed to look. It's supposed to look like New York, and it does. The first American Western takes place in New York State. It was the West then. You asked me to tell you a story.
You asked me to tell you a story.
You asked
But we know
me
how
to bring you
notoriously
Star
uncreative
Trek.
Vulcans are. So if I had to put a 20 on it, I would say that it really happened.
I've been to the Carlsbad Caverns. It's badass.
I have not.
She says I'm curious about geology. So
After you tried to kill me for being in league with the rock people, I developed a.
I was curious
right,
about
guys.
your ancient film storage. I heard of a historically awful film called The Last Jedi, and I had to see if it existed.
I heard of an awful film called The Last of Us.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Team to Paul. And then she has this, which lets us, the audience, know that it was real.
No, she just went to a secondhand store. I don't believe it's real at all. She told them a story. Trip Tucker couldn't be wrong. His Florida reasoning has to be correct. No, it's right. Obviously, it's yeah. All right. Well, we can end this and close the theater. And I hope you guys will hang out for our final thoughts and our review.
Yeah.
We have a smaller panel tonight, so it shouldn't take too long, but maybe everyone wants to take a couple of minutes and kind of stretch out their feelings about this. Guys, reach out with your feelings on the chat. There is a chance for you guys to jump in there and give your grades. So we're going to spend half an hour to 45 minutes wrapping this up. Looks like it'll be a relatively shorter show, but I want to thank all of you for showing up. When we promote the show in time and we're out of trouble with YouTube and they stop messing with us, we do get a good crowd. And like, here's the thing, in my biggest show every week, I'm not going to put AdSense on it because I'm more about the mission to preserve Star Trek. Maybe saving Star Trek will be the one good thing that comes out of this whole shitty culture war. Maybe it'll be the one thing we do that we could all be proud of. Here we go. Here comes the encore.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sean.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't think it would pop up on the screen. I thought I would have had to hit add.
Oh no, you're the man now. You have as much control.
Well, no.
as
but I thought it would just put it in the background. I apologize. But you did say something about Times Square and the intro. So for those of you who have popped in to the show late, we're going to show a version 2 of the introduction, which I made in the background while we were talking about the episode.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean she could make a storm happen. And she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show.
Who's happy to hear this? Love it.
Thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
You're welcome.
There we go.
Let's go. Let me go full screen on the original just so people can see how beautiful she looks.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
It's 30 seconds, guys. We could do this for 70 seconds out of 1 minute. So let me know when you're ready. Whoop, it went away. It done went away, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoops.
I think you might have cloned her voice a few times too on that one.
I did. I meant to. Yeah, I cloned it and I gave a reverb and I offset the video a little so they weren't all in sync. Yeah, that was all by design.
Okay, yeah. I think we'll use both of them at different times. The straight on one, she just looks so gorgeous. We need the biggest picture of her possible. We may have to find another way to do this, but she
And
looks
folks,
so
members,
incredibly good.
feel free to spam Empress Santo in the chat.
We have the Hoshi emoji. That'll go up on screen next. That's right. Oh, Hoshi is getting spammed. Yeah, here we go. I would spam Hoshi too.
Saving Star Trek.
Oh, sorry. Did you want me to wait?
No, go ahead. Start
Okay.
start it over. Let's just hear it from the top.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services.
Oh, and I thought she was topless with the flash colored outfit.
Will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show. Hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
There we go.
Oh, Linda Park, you are still you have not aged
Beautiful.
a day.
Beautiful.
You're an ageless wonder. Thank you for introducing my show, and thank you for appreciating my fans. I just can't believe it. Sean, thank you very much for this wonderful cameo. It was a wonderful gift. I never expected it, and it was just a great
She
thing
is
to
a great
do.
sport. She is a great sport too.
She fully did everything I had asked. There was one little thing I did ask her to say Admiral Teague, but
she said no.
But she
So
didn't.
my agent said absolutely not.
Well, no, and like according to the cameo rules, like you can ask them to re-record if it wasn't what you asked. But I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna be a prick.
I would have liked to have had my name in there, but I could live with it.
Yeah,
She said
I did
the name of
ask.
our show.
I did ask for it. The only thing I'm really kind of sad about, and for those of you in the chat, this was meant to be a complete surprise for Admiral Teague, but so
If
some
you've
things
watched
came
retro
up.
reels in the game, if you've watched retro reels in games, you've seen that I can figure things out fairly quick.
Well, it's not just that, but like you had said something in our internal communications about.
I was about to buy it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I got to tell him so he doesn't purchase it. So yeah, so it was still cool. It was still fun.
The first thing I did was I thought, okay, I've saved this like purchase of Hochi. Let me get Walter Koenig for when we get to Star Trek: The Original Series, and he's not on there. It's a drag. But you know what? When we got down to the bottom of it, did you look at the people you could get from Star Trek?
Oh, everyone.
Did you notice some of the people at the bottom from the new Star Trek were like $25 and they're all they thems and no one's fucking picture matched their name? Like that guy Ian something or other in a dress. I was like, yeah, fun stuff here.
Should
Oh,
we get?
We should. I'm sorry. If they would say they were sorry, yes. If they say they're sorry, yes, we'll pay them. They get like $40.
That's all you want them to say is, I just wanted to tell everyone, I'm sorry.
This is Anthony Rapp of Star Trek Discovery. There's a few things I'd like to take back. But my orientation isn't one of them. The rest of you hetero oppressors, he is out of his mind. So is Wilson Cruz, Nelson Cruz guy, the way he treated some of our people. And you know what? If you're part of my channel, I'm protective of you too. He did not do a good job of communicating with DevMag, and that was very insulting what he said. But let's get down to the nitty gritty and let's rate this episode.
I'm really sad Majel Barrett passed away because she would be like by far and away number one on this whole list.
She would be number one.
Can you say
She would
this?
also be like
Can you say that?
103.
Would she
Like, how old would Magil be? She was a little bit younger than Gene, but Gene would be like 105. Yeah, she would be like 96.
Could you get Michelle Hurd to do like an AA recording? Because her character was like huge on drugs in Picard.
That was Raffi? She would cost so much money. Michelle
Why?
Hurd will cost 3 reasons. One, she was on a much bigger show than Star Trek will ever be. It was a show called. It took place in the city of New York, where sexually based crimes are considered especially.
Yeah. Well,
heinous.
she's
This is
still
why I go to New Jersey to
but
commit
she's
my crime.
still like a fifth the price of Brent Spiner or Jerry Ryan.
Are you looking now?
Yeah, I'm looking now.
Here's the thing. She doesn't have to worry about that. She's the head of West Coast SAG, which is why they did such a bad deal. And everyone on West Coast SAG is falling to pieces and in a lot of trouble. People didn't like the nanny, but what she did was she smacked around Bob Iger and called him every name in the book and said he was the disgusting person who should be kept in the back room so he couldn't embarrass himself in the company in front of normal human beings. And I don't think anyone minded that. And Sam Wise was like, this guy's out of his tree. So, I mean, I don't think anyone minded that one at all. But the East Coast SAG is run a little better than the West Coast SAG, where the East Coast, you might not like them that much. And the nanny, like her voice is not that put on. It's not as bad as it would be. But she, like the nanny, just walks in there and she's like, this guy's out of his mind. I can't stand him. I'm not going to negotiate with him anymore. Oh, my God, send a human being. And Sam Wise was like, there it is, Miss Nanny. Walt Disneyland. But yeah, like they did a better job than Michelle Hurd, but Michelle Hurd is fine in Anyone But You. In the right role, she's okay. But we're an hour and 45 minutes into this. Let's do our grades. If it go ahead.
I was going to say, I think you're right, Teague. I looked at the bottom half of this list and I can't recognize any of these people.
And a lot of their names don't match what they look like. And we'll leave it like that.
Yes.
Look at the guy Ian in the black dress.
Do I want to?
Row 4. He's got like a Betty Page bob.
Wait, what are we looking at here?
Page. Oh my God. The cameo page.
Yeah.
If you start going down, what's with Ian?
Wait,
Oh,
you should share your screen. You should share the screen here.
Yes,
we
share the screen if you want.
We should
We'll
be
show
looking at
people
this.
stuff. This is the way. This is what they want you for you. Look at the top row of these people, and then as we go down, we'll show you what they've given you.
All right. Here we go. And we'll do this.
Perfect.
I do have an ad block, so you're not going to get mistaken.
Oh, nice.
Now we'll give you the full screen on this one. So
Yeah.
Jerry Ryan, she unfortunately leaves her clothes on, but $345. Jonathan Fake, $300. Brent Spinner, he needs it. I think he lost the house. It's down to it's
Sorry to
$299.
hear it. Yeah.
There's rumors that he lost the house. Robert Picardo, who had the biggest career of any of these people, but is not big in Star Trek, is 150. He's in Wolfen. He's in Small Soldiers. He's in
He's
Gremlins.
in some wonderful B movies too.
Yeah,
he's in like some.
Yep.
He was also in one of my favorite movies, Amazon Women on the Moon.
I love that. And look at it here. Nana Visitor, 100. Terry Farrell, 100. I don't know who this guy is.
Dax, by the way.
Terry Farrell?
Yes, that's
Dax.
Dax.
Yeah.
He still looks great.
Yeah.
She's $100. Nana Visitor's $100. It was 49 earlier today. I guess she really needs some money. Andrew Robinson, I have no clue who he is.
That's Garrick.
That's Garrick. All right. He's worth 50. He's probably worth 70.
Wow, really? And he's amazing.
I would have
He's an
squeezed it to
amazing
60.
actor.
I would have squeezed it to 60 if I was Garrick. I'd be like, I deserve the extra $10. F them. Now, Daniel Davis is it's Holmes, and it's the nannies. It's the guy from the nanny, but he's in Star Wars too. Isn't he one of the Imperial officers? Is he General? He's not General Veers, but is he like maybe one of the he's not Moff Jared.
Wait,
Wait,
isn't he the guy that plays Moriarty?
He's more. Yeah, that's what it is. He's Moriarty. He's in the Holmes story. Sorry.
Yeah. He also played a really cool character in The Hunt for Red October. And Radioactive at Picardo was Johnny Cab in Total Recall. I totally forgot about that.
He was Johnny Cab in Total Recall and other great stuff. Now look at this one. John Billingsley is 50.
What is
That's
he?
all? Oh, I thought you meant he's 50 years old. I'm like,
Tuvok just doesn't. He's like 78. He's Phlox.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Okay.
That is Tuvok. It's an older picture from about 10 years back. He's looking a little too rough and young. He looks old and microwaved now, at least on TV.
Yep.
The idea that he would get $200 makes me. You make me laugh, silly Vulcan man from the northern continent. You're from the northern continent. Why? Get to the back of the shuttlecraft. Get it, fan. $200.
We gotta, you know what we gotta do? We gotta have a fun. We have to have some kind of like a fundraiser or something to where for every time we hit the new series, we get a cameo from someone from that series.
I have an idea that might be okay. How much is Nicole?
Nicole DeBoer, 39.
30. Listen, guys.
Oh no, only $39.
Nicole DeBoer did the Bird of Prey 5 intro. We can have her say Admiral Teague. We can have her say Bird of Prey 5. We can have her say, the Fugitive Fleet will go beyond the furthest star. And for $39, we won't make her go the whole 2 minutes either. She'll be thrilled. And we can have her bring up the fact, like she could say, I don't know, see you in the Nexus to Bop 5. We could all, we're still on.
We can do an homage to, but we got to have someone else too. Not just, let's not think cheap. When we can afford another one.
Well,
like when we get to Voyager, we got to have Garrett Wang, and we can have him say something like, "If you play this message enough, I might get promoted."
You might actually get promoted past 10.
You know what? Well, you know what? In the
we
message,
can have him do some self-own about never getting a promotion.
In the message, you could put this: if you want to go an extra 30 seconds on your own, we'll play a commercial later for Delta Flyer during our show. Tell him he has the option to do that.
Oh,
Denise is really in need of money.
Well,
we should have
John Delancey, 175.
Oh my God!
Really?
Sonic Madman.
Wow.
Oh my God! There you go. We got
Holy
Nicole DeBoer.
There we go.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Wow.
Thanks,
Here's the deal.
Miskatonic.
There are some things going on here as far as that goes. I promise you, Nicole DeBoer is within our ability to get. We will get Nicole DeBoer. It might take a couple more weeks, but we're going to get it. This check has to get here. But then we'll get it. But
Robert
thank you,
McNeil.
Miskatonic Madman. That's really generous of you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you
Robert
so
McNeil,
much.
130.
He's a cool
Yeah.
dude.
He's cool, but I don't know that he offers anything. So let's keep going. Denise Crosby, 150. I feel bad for her, but that's a little rich for her. She's got less Star Trek than Hoshi, and she's charging 50% more.
So this is when it starts getting to the point where I'm like, who? Evan
Yep.
Evagora must be this one on the left.
Eva Evagora, and who knows? Don't take a guess on their genders because of what we're dealing with now.
But I'm saying just a professional tip for you, Mr. Evagora. If you're going to be selling your own
any
talents,
pronouns or any forms of address, we don't know what Evagora is. You know what I mean?
But just
it's Evan. It's Evan Evagora.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a professional piece of advice: if you're selling your services directly to someone, use
get a picture
of yourself and not of
Fucking
everyone
idiot.
else. And that goes for dating pictures too. Use a photo of yourself. Anyway,
my smartest dating picture advice ever was that I looked at dudes' dating profiles before I made mine. And I'm like, well, drunk and shirtless seems to be the thing. And I'm not doing that. And my phone just rang off the hook. So, or my email just blew up. So,
okay. Michelle Hurd is Rafi, who we
it's
already
too
mentioned.
much.
Is
I refuse to pay $70 for Rafi.
maybe for Law and Order.
If she could be like in the city of New York, a Star Trek show that takes a look at the problems of a Star Trek show focused on plot. Oh my God, for $70, if imagine Raffi is like, hello, this is Michelle Hurd, Raffi from Star Trek Picard, but also whatever her name is from SVU, and join Admiral Teague for an investigation about how he's been especially victimized by watching my show. If she'll say that.
Stories.
Yeah, these are welcome to Star Trek CSI.
Yeah. All right.
Now we're getting crazy.
Why is Jeanette Goldstein on there? She wasn't in Trek.
I I don't
She
know.
was in Aliens and the Terminator 2.
Well,
They're
That
who's,
RTNZ
Doug Jones,
just
Doug Jones
commented, yeah.
is Gul Dukat, right?
No, Doug Jones is Saru.
Saru. Okay.
Oh, fucking. We're not gonna do that.
Here's the thing: he's
never
got an Academy Award movie under his role. He's in Shape of Water. That's why he can get more.
He's a good actor. Like Saru's
He
a
is a
cool
good
character.
actor.
I liked
He should have been the new Mr. Hom, but
This
Yeah.
make an Adams Family.
Catherine Scott, she is the admiral that they did dirty in Picard, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
What, the hubris?
It
lady?
looks like her. It's Anne Magnuson.
Oh, can we get Admiral Chainsmoker?
Oh, you're talking about Amanda Plummer?
I don't know if that's her name. She was in The Expanse and in Star Trek Beyond. That's what
you're
the
talking
Critical
about
Drinker
that
called her.
lady.
Yeah, the
got,
Critical
she's
Drinker
a
called her
little bit
Admiral
Indian
Chainsmoker.
looking. She's Indian looking. She's affiliated with the UN. She hates Holden. And she's like,
yes, I know
"Send me a
exactly.
pair of knives."
Yeah.
Yeah, she's interesting. She can give a good performance.
Yes, very much so. Anyway, let's move
Doctor
through. some of
Who's
these.
companions.
I have no idea who this is.
This is the weird guy, Alan Alexander. He's a Star Trek actor.
This
He's a weird individual. This is a weird individual.
Okay, well, we'll just skip through the rest of these because I don't even know who or what. they are.
Fraser and Castle. She's a normal
Vic
actress.
Magana. We can get Vic
Vic
Magana for
is it
50
Vic
bucks.
Mignone or Vic Mignonia? Okay, yeah.
Oh, he would
That's
be
not
great.
much.
I love what he did with Star Trek. And hey, quick
Admiral
question:
Teague
should we
is
do
saving
Star Trek
Star Trek.
continues as an epilogue to this entire series?
No.
No.
No. We'll do it after Star Trek, the original series. I believe that we should go chronological. Here's the thing.
No.
We should go
I'm
in-
sorry. I mean, when we're done with the 66 through 05, and
in
when,
27 years, we'll be ready for it. Yeah.
Nice.
In approximately 26.5 years, yeah, we'll be like, it's Shakespeare. And like, we have Vic Mignone with us
Hey.
via hologram. He just appear in your living room, like in the Jedi Council. It's like, hello. It's like,
But yeah,
like Sean will be in the room with you, and like the rest of us will just be
Yeah.
like ghosts. It's like, I just want to say hi to my AI CGI ghosts of my former hosts. I was the only one who lived the clean lifestyle.
look,
So
look at
you
what
have
Gamer
here,
1735 says here.
Phil Morris, who is, I'm trying to remember, in the
It
Star
looks
Trek
like-
role.
It looks like Steve Sarippa. Is that big pussy at the bottom of the screen?
Oh,
I
from
don't know. But anyway, this is the
Individual. Let's
the
call it an individual.
The individual that played the alleged what was it, a
Brian
Betazoid?
Kelpian, right?
Or was it it was gosh, it was the Dax symbiote issue, wasn't it?
I don't know what they did with this person. All I know is they have two first male names, and they're wearing an evening gown.
And is that a satanic thing right there? It kind of looks like it.
Maybe, you know what? Let's just call it occult fun jewelry, because I don't believe this person has the intellect to, and that's not about their identity. It just, they don't look like they're
30
smart enough to
30
comprehend
bucks.
words on paper. Like, it's like, we need you to be in our show. It's like, someone has to read this to me. The marks on the paper, they mean nothing.
But 30 bucks. Come on.
30. But the thing is, he has to be able to say some pretty embarrassing things. It's like, I'll do
Individual.
anything for money,
Individual
including 30
Has
bucks.
to say things. Individual.
They have
has
to say,
say.
yeah, they them have to tell us what we want to know. Welcome to Proverb Town, guys. And it gets
let's
weirder
see.
and weirder.
I just feel bad. I don't know what they did in Star Trek. I don't know what they did in Star Trek. I don't remember them doing whatever
This
this
guy's in
role was.
Once Upon a Time. I guess these could have been in like one. What the deal is like, you're an actor, you're a bit part actor, you do a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
So his biggest thing is Star Wars, this Greg Gutenberg guy. And is Greg Gutenberg Snap Wexley? It is Snap Wexley.
I don't know.
Do you know who Snap Wexley is?
No.
Snap Wexley is the big fat guy who walks up to Leia and she's like, do me a favor, say something positive. And he's like, we've got some more heroin, princess. Ah, just that. Sorry,
No.
guys, not too soon anymore.
The thing is, I feel bad
I
for,
loved her too.
for Mary here because she played a role that nobody even remembers in Discovery because it was in one of the first 2 seasons with that weird Klingon to human spy that they contacted, and
Who is
like
she?
the dumb. She is the
We have a
woman
couple of
love
Klingons
interest.
to humans.
She
By the way, I
looks
wouldn't-
like the lady from Superman 2.
No, she plays the
She looks
Klingon
a little
S
like Margot
that
Kidder.
was supposed
No,
to love.
Witch from from Beastmaster 2 through the Portal of Time and from Superman 2.
Mm,
Is that her?
could be.
Is it
No, that lady's about 80 now. That lady was like 40 and no, she was like, think about it. She was like 28 and hot in 1979. That is now 68 years ago. Based on that simple math, she's
Wait,
97 years old.
79 wasn't 68 years ago.
Well, wait, see, it's
All right,
2025. You take
break out your
1979, you
calculator.
minus 25, and you get 9 from 20.
She'd
is
be
4.
75 or so
It's
now.
20. It's 420 years ago. She's about 75 now. But if you want to see her looking super hot, like in the bad movie with Kari Wuhrer, when they send us our Portal of Time people, they don't send us our best. But doesn't she end up in Stargate for a minute, Kari Wuhrer? Oh no, she's in Sliders, which I'm going to microwave a couple of after the show. But Kari, like the lady from Superman 2 in the Portal of Time, she's got like this crazy witch outfit on. It's just basically like a Tarzan's girlfriend sort of outfit. You want to see this? Believe me. So yeah, now it just gets weirder and weirder.
It does. Now, Don Stark, I'm not sure what he did on Star Trek, but $100 for that 70 show, possible.
By the way, Don, the one thing I think we missed is John Delancey's in there somewhere too.
Oh yeah, no,
Is he
he
near
was
the
way
top?
up near the top.
He was
But he's not
he
expensive.
was like 175 or
He
something.
was like, yeah, 175.
He might be the next person to talk to.
Let's
I'll
see,
kick into
Bruce.
that one.
Bruce from Strange New Turds. That is not, no, sir.
Hey,
No.
by the
I'd like
way,
to have Rebecca Romaine apologize. That would be great too. Like we'll give you double, and you only have to talk for 30 seconds.
hey, you guys, speaking of that 70s show, you can get Danny Masterson to come and do a cameo for a pack of smokes and a,
That's
and,
right.
and a liter of toilet wine.
I understand that he wears an orange suit in every interview these days, but you know what?
Yeah.
That's an interesting fashion choice. And we have coming to join us now a friend, and let's reduce the size of the screen so that we can see him. Hopefully, I have enough camera slots. We might be beaming into the Heisenberg couplings, but let's bring right now to the bridge a great friend and a pal. We're going to start wrapping up the episode, and we can get our reviews in now. We've stared at Cameo for a few minutes. Here he is. Resolute Germ.
Hey.
Welcome
Hey.
aboard, my
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Germ.
Great to see you. You know what? You got here just in time. I know Sean has some stuff to do, so I guess I'll start with him and then go to JT. And you
I'm
you have
good.
a few minutes?
I'm
Oh,
good
what
to hang
was
till the end.
There's people we know. There's people we know here now.
Guys, it's so good. Radioactive. Wow, how much for an Admiral Teague cameo? You get one for free every member stream, and I've been good about hanging out and making sure to hang with guests. Oh my God, that poor lady with the
Robin
freaking
Curtis.
with the that poor lady with the headgear
Oh.
from Star Trek Discovery. Like we never
Yep.
even get her name. She does have a name, but they don't use it.
Oh, by
No.
the way, real quick, click on if you can click on Linda Park.
Sure.
Let's just get in big in her.
Click on there and scroll to the right.
Oh, is ours up there now?
Yes, it's up there. It's there. It is right there.
Hey.
Click on.
And she's
on
made
it, you'll see
another
it.
one.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek.
So she's
There
on
you
there.
go.
So if people click on it, she will get the you'll get a
Now,
little boost.
Adam Wilmer, kneel before your empress. Swear allegiance to the Terran Empire.
whoa.
That guy. You know what? I feel
I'm actually.
I
back
feel
in
honored that she
my-
was just herself for ours. You know,
Yeah.
like we know how beautiful she is. We got to see a side of her that no one else gets to see. She's very natural, beautiful girl next door here. And Radioactive, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Let me highlight that. Radioactive has said, the real, how much for an Admiral Teague cameo? I'll tell you what. let's see. How's that? Well, we could do. How's this for an Admiral Teague cameo? Hey, everybody. It's your buddy, Admiral Teague. I have a big, crazy streamer beard, and I'm an insane person like every other streamer.
All right.
I
Thank
just
you.
want to say the reason why I use the avatar is not for any other reason, but I'm sick and tired of people accusing me of doing things just based on my good looks. So, fuck that. It's not about
No.
money, and it would be unfair to do this to the other YouTubers. I'm sorry. You guys, I love you, and that's why I'm not doing this. So let me just turn the
Question.
avatar back on before
Question,
we get too
Admiral.
much. Go ahead.
Question. This Sarah Midich, what did she do in Discovery?
Where did
She's
Germ
Naomi
go?
Wildman. She's Naomi
I am
Wildman.
underneath the super
She's
chat.
here.
Oh, are you?
She's
Oh,
here.
okay. Oh, there you are.
In Discovery?
Let's try this. I believe she's Naomi. How could she be anyone else? She's about 37 and 38. They won't hire
No.
anyone between 25 and 60.
No, but I mean, what did she actually? What was her role?
I've got IMDb. Oh, you've got it. I hear
Discovery.
you typing away. One of the
Yeah,
things people have said, do you mind me hearing my typing? I'm like, kind of not, because when you start typing, I know for sure that I am going to get some information.
Lieutenant Nissen? What the?
On what show?
On
They named her
Discovery?
after Noodles. All right. You know what? We've had some
Nilsson,
public cameos.
Lieutenant Nilsson. The only reason I'm asking is because this show had okay, here we go. They had a wonderful way of uglifying every single person that went onto this show.
And they didn't have time
so-
to ugly her up a lot more because she's almost slightly pretty, because they were all about putting this Metal Gear on her face to make her look super modern. So I don't think they
no.
wanted to freak us out.
Not that's Emily Kautz. I'm talking about
Yeah,
the one
she's
down
okay
here.
looking.
This
Oh,
this Sarah down here.
She's all right looking in this picture, but I bet she looks like shit in Star Trek Discovery.
She does. She does.
You know who looks good in as a regular person? She doesn't
Here you
dress
go.
great.
Here you go.
It's Miss Navia. Oh
Does not
wow,
look- does not look good compared to what the actual picture.
she looks outright
Right here,
terrible.
okay. Right here, okay.
Here's the thing:
The
the
reason
picture's
I
taken
asked
on
is
set-
because.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go.
I was
ahead.
gonna say the picture is taken on set. It was like that seems to me probably from an earlier costume test, and they're like, we need to get that costume to put some padding in there and make you up into a size 10 so that guys can be attracted to you and not feel bad about themselves because they have wives, and just you're ruining this for everyone. Could you please just go eat we have a pile of Snickers on your desk and no money. You can have your paycheck when you gain 10 pounds. And even Mary Wiseman, she wasn't to die for, but there are plenty of guys married to women that pretty or, in that area. She wasn't unattractive. First of all, she's a custom-made ugly person. And second of all, like, did she have to bend over from the waist, like, into the camera all the time so we could see their gut hung lower than her boobs and all those other terrible things that they did to make her look awful? And it wasn't to make Michael look pretty, because Michael would be like profiled just her face in camera. She's like working on the computer and Tilly's like leaning over and looking over her shoulder. I'm like, I don't need ingenue stuff from her. It's like with Liv Tyler, we got a night at McCool's. With Tilly, it's like a night at McDonald's, a life at McDonald's.
Oh, you were talking about typing.
Not the Department of Complaints for another show. Go ahead.
You were talking about typing, so we're gonna.
Here we go.
What's that?
Hairlipsbastard.com. Oh no.
Did you mean
Hairlip bastard? Oh.
Yeah.
I did have to trim down my mustache today because it was like I was tasting the soup 2 weeks after I edit. Swear personally just to Empress, not the Emperor. You know what? Here's something I will point out. She is Empress Hoshi.
She can be whatever she damn well wants.
She can be, but here's the thing. Michelle Yeoh is Emperor Gregorio. So another masculine title for no goddamn reason. I'm sick of it. Miskatonic, I want to thank you so much for that. We are going to get that cameo. We're going to get that cameo. It might not be right away because, like, honestly, we have some like overhead here and a lot of shit happened, including like, guys, it's like this. I am going to get this, but like, I don't need a fundraiser. I'm not asking for any money. I'm going to be okay. The guys on the show listened to me whine and bitch about it for a week. But what happened was the heater went out in my apartment. They fixed it, and 2 hours later, the heat went out in the building. So I went 3 weeks with no heat. I'm going to have a whopping electrical bill that I'll pass on. I have a whopping bunch of rent expenses that I passed on. And I lived a good life. I have good credit, and I have a contract. So you're not going to have to bail me out. But I'm sorry from the core of my being about not being able to make a video last week. It was just too cold. And you'll get some more stuff next week. But I would have sold out the Federation in about 5 minutes. Now comes the part of the show where we go and we go through our grades to the show and let's talk. Let's see. Germ got here last, so I'll give him a moment to compose his thoughts if that works for Germ. And Germ, why are you in my? You know what? That's my box. You're supposed to be down here. I am not digging this. Let's see. Damn it. Let's just cancel this one and start over again. I'm going to just charge you changes, but I don't like the idea of your box being larger than mine, Germ. So this is what I'm going to do. Make myself a little fucking larger. You've got a lot of nerve.
As big as mine.
No one's allowed to be as large as me.
Well, I'm sorry to say something.
Yeah, I'm only part Irish, so whatever joke you have up your sleeve. All right, well, here we go. Listen.
Hey, real quick, Tetrarch of Apathy is saying good night. Good
Tetrarch,
night.
thanks for being here for our Star Trek show. Please like the stream and tweet out that we're live. We're going to wrap this up and give the part of the show that is going to be an upload because I have a funny feeling this episode did real well. And you know what? What does it say that this great episode of Star Trek, maybe it rights the ship. It's a bad choice of when to air it. Maybe they were like, we need a pretty girl up against this Alias thing. Have you seen this Jennifer Gardner girl? She could be like Batman's girlfriend. She's that hot. I'm guessing.
Maybe not Batman. Daredevil's girlfriend, maybe.
She was Batman's girlfriend, and Batman and Daredevil are the same guy. So, I mean, she's cheating on her. But that's like cheating on your wife with her twin sister to get variety.
I don't even know. I'm still processing that.
Well, I mean, let's just say that Hoshi led me down a bad dating path too, but that's a whole other stream. But you know what? It's good night to the Tetrarch, and let's see. Putin's cat. It's a good point about the mirror universe. Which point was that one? In the mirror universe, wasn't the emperor? Wouldn't the emperor apply to a woman? Boom. Here's the thing: we already saw that universe, and the title Empress was used. So this is a different mirror universe, or it's feminism, bro. It's intersectional fucking feminism, bro. I love you, Putin's cat. That's what they do, and I know, what? You're a master troll. So and I don't mean that disparagingly. You're funny. And you bring the sauce, so don't worry about it. But you know what? You give as good as you get, and you come here to have fun. We're gonna have fun with you. Let's go around the horn. It's only been since 1:40 that I've been scratching out the time codes to do this. Let's get our grades. Let's see, Mr. Carter. You've had a lot to say. I'm talking to you, Mister. What's your grade? Tell us about your review of the show.
This gets an unapologetic A from me. This is just such a good episode. It's everything that Trek intended to be. It checks all the boxes too. Even with your Matrix. With the Matrix, is it militaristic or the chain of command? We see that. We see absolutely everything. We see some prime directive. But it's from the standpoint of the Vulcans, and it's I don't know if we've had a Vulcan-centric story except from Amok Time. I mean, we didn't really get any in TNG. Certainly none in DS9. Really. We had we had a couple Tuvok-centric episodes, but they were Tuvok-centric.
He was isolated from his culture. True. He was leaning on it. You're right. The episode with him him and the children is the best, by the way. That's his best acting.
Russ is really good. He brought a lot to add to Vulcan personalities and stuff. But this is a Vulcan centric show in that we're not relying on a main character to learn more about Vulcans. It's just other Vulcans telling a cool story. The set piece was great. The wardrobe was fabulous. The art direction was good. Even the whoever
really good.
Yeah, whoever was the picture car coordinator, and now this is a disclaimer. My father was a driver. He was a Teamster.
Right.
He worked on movies and stuff. So I learned a lot about how transportation cars are used in shows and movies. And one of the big mistakes they make in a lot of movies that are set back in the 40s and the 50s is they go and get as many showroom perfect quality cars from that era they can. Like everyone's driving around in a 1957 Chevy Bel Air cherry red with chrome and everything.
Right.
No, people back then were driving 20-year-old cars like we were. Yep. They were driving beat up cars and dented cars. And this episode did a great job of showing some realism with that. Like these cars were dented and beat up, and that's hard to find, even in 2002.
I think it's actually easier to find than you might think, because I think the deal is this, right? We have cars, and I live in a neighborhood where there are a lot of movie studios. So there's people who just park their show cars on the street.
Sure.
I'm almost positive I saw Winona Ryder's car from Stranger Things parked on the street in Astoria. It was a Datsun B210. I was like, Joyce?
But
I hit every bar on that block looking for it, by the way.
But this episode did a really good job of making that town look like a lived-in town. The characters were great. The Cusack that played the mom was good. The son was good. The chemistry was great throughout. I really, really enjoyed this episode. A+.
Sean, A+. All right. Well, any more to say or any footnotes on this one? Okay. What do you think?
T'Pol's grandma is still a hottie. Even if she dressed conservatively, she was beautiful.
This is the best looking we've seen Jolene Blalock, because it's not ridiculous. Like, it really looked like it was authentically her in the 50s clothes. I don't know if we'll go back to the spooky outfits again. I hope not. I noticed that every season is less horrible.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I do have one more comment. Is it Jolene Blalock again shows really good acting chops. She doesn't have to rely on the way she looks at all to put a good or great performance. Well done.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree. It was well done. And I also thought that she did a great job. I will say this, in the blog by the woke feminist writer I read, it was said that they never understood her performance and thought that her delivery was strange. And I'm like, you don't understand Vulcan. She did a great job. I think that was T'Pol. That's why she had the purse. She's not old enough. We find out she's 66 in like a future episode. So if you're saying what I think you're saying, Gamer 1745, that you think it was T'Pol who went, it's possible, right? She could be that, but she would look like that other older, like, unless there's like a hole in time.
Couldn't be
I don't
her.
know.
It couldn't
an
be
E-square.
her. It could be her mother at best.
Or he could be saying that T'Pol was putting them on and she just bought a purse at a secondhand store, and she's like, they're so dumb.
No, I don't think it was T'Pol either. I mean, we know her mother looks different because we see her mother later on.
No, but I'm asking, is this T'Pol? Like, is she like, did she go there because there might be something about Carbon Creek? She has the purse because her grandmother gave it to her, is my guess, Gamer. But I think, like, T'Pol, the other thing you could say is she may have picked up on human humor and she might be trolling them. And she's like, here's that purse I bought at that secondhand store to understand human women from my sociological science side. I mean, she has a million in-world reasons why she might not do it. Enterprise is it 2154?
2151.
Close.
It ends in 2154. But it ends in 2155.
94 years.
55, okay.
So yeah, T'Pol, that's not T'Pol. She would have been 140.
It ends in 2180, actually.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It ends with Archer. I agree. or her clone. Sure, but why take on the ship? But sure, but why take on the ship? Oh, why take it on the ship? Oh, I agree. Why would she bring? You know what? The only thing I can think of is that's something she brought to Earth because the grandmother gave it to her, and she went, and around Earth, so she brought it with her so she could bring it back to where it was. But yeah, it was just a drive home. It was a plot convenience. It wasn't I wouldn't call it a plot hole, and there might be a couple of reasons, but like Gamer's right. Like she's not sentimental. Like why? The only reason she would she's not sentimental at all. She's a full-blooded Vulcan. The only thing I could come up with is we have headcanon, but I'll come up with my best in world. This is what it is. It's the grandmother's purse. Carbon Creek is true. If going with that one, because we might be wrong. Let's just say Carbon Creek is true. It's the grandmother's purse that she bought. She bought it back. She gave it to T'Pol. T'Pol does not realize that, like many other people, she has been affected by the sentimentality growing on Vulcan from the contact with the humans. It's something of a Columbian exchange going back and forth. The humans are getting a little more reasonable and a little more brave, and the Vulcans are getting a little less conservative and a little less buttoned up. But these Vulcans also have some emotional problems too. So she's not a TOS Vulcan. So the idea she might have some sentiment or have some strange feeling that she should bring this thing fated, whatever it might be, her Vulcan emotion, that might explain it. What do you think?
Spot on.
Sounds close enough.
Yeah.
JT, go ahead and give us your thoughts of your grade. I know you gave us a lot of your thoughts.
Real quick, Teague, we had that super chat up from RTNZ, but we didn't read it.
I'm sorry.
I think we just got excited.
This is a Vulcan.
There's so much to talk about.
With 2 points of difference. One, the Vulcans are point of view characters, and two, for a change, they're not tedious assholes. I said it the American way. Yeah, there are souls. I like saying it the British way too. I'll say it in both languages. But you see why I say we need American subtitles. We need to make subtitles American again. JT, I'm sorry I broke into your comments there, but why don't you tell us your thoughts again? Like thumbnail it and give us your grade. I'm sorry.
Certainly.
Grade.
Yeah, so this episode is a great example of how to tell a story without having to force some stupid time travel contrived nonsense. And I just love that you think you're getting a bottle episode. In a certain sense, maybe you're getting one that doesn't count for too much around anything else, but a certain way, I love that is true because it's Star Trek. And this week can just be this week. It doesn't have to be any more or less. It's just a story that ends after 50 some minutes, right? So to that point, I think the 1950s are done very, very well, and they don't spend too much time going back to the 50s to hit you over the head by saying, look, it's the 1950s, and a lot of times shows that go back in time tend to try to smack you in the face.
You get all these member berries like, oh, look, it's Howdy Doody and it's this and it's that. No.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a certain show on a streaming channel that does Dungeons and Dragons, kind of a thing that does that way too much. But hey, what do I know? So I love some of the other discussions that happen around atomic weapons, around the Prime Directive, things like that are just put in there without having to be necessarily too heavy-handed, but it gives you wait a minute, this is Star Trek. It's not just a weird 1950s week, right? So yes, Velcro was off by a few years. I don't have a problem with it. And fantastic acting by multiple actors and fantastic set work. Like I was saying earlier, the Vulcan ship had better effects for being a tiny, tiny little set. Just a better scene than anything we saw in stuff from the Mountain Folk. So from that,
the new Mountain Folk.
Yes, the new Mountain Folk. From that, this is a top 5 episode in the entire show for me. So A+.
I agree. All right. Wow. I don't think people are going to be very surprised, but I will let my good friend and the first person I ever did Enterprise with live, Resolute Germ, why don't you give us your thoughts on this great episode, or what I consider a great episode? Who knows what Resolute thinks?
I liked it. The acting from all the guest stars, they did very great. Jolene Blaylock really expanding, getting into, she's knowing what a Vulcan is and what T'Pol needs to be. Sets.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the top 5 episodes of the series. A+.
Very
Anything
cool.
else on that? Anything else? Any emotions? Anything you want to tell us?
I think it's showing a little bit more that humans are having an effect on Vulcans. It wasn't just the Sentry they've been hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
You drop a few Vulcans in for a few months, they start getting emotions back relatively quickly.
What does that say about someone like Saval, who's been acting petty and arrogant? And I would say the most leading trait of Saval that I hate, intellectual vanity. He is the most intellectually vain piece of garbage in the world. And by the way, we'll be back here one day after Saval passes for the 2 weeks from now, if I'm doing this right. 14 plus 11 is 25. He died on the 24th.
Oh,
We'll try to find a way to remember him. We talked about him a little bit. And I'll just say this. Who else remembers these great Star Trek actors but us? So Resolute Germ with an A+. Wow. All right.
Nice.
Admiral T is going to go now. You ready? I fucking hate time travel. But we didn't do any time travel in this. There was no time travel in this. So I don't have to really worry about how awful it is. So because there was no time travel in this, we went through time by simply throwing back to a point in the past where there were different people who were not transported there magically. They were there for a very good reason. And they're there for a very good reason. And it made sense why they're tracking Sputnik, and they're going to try to make sure that they don't F anything up. So what worst thing that happens to them, they end up crashing on this planet. I guess they're there 4 or 5 months, they're there from October to who knows long. Maybe it's only like 8 or 9 weeks because like weather would have come into it, but whatever. Idealized world. They have a great story here. We finally see our beautiful Star Trek actress as herself. I think they may have freaked too many people out with the weirdness of how it was a little uncanny how she looked season 1. And if you're doing too many things at once, and they might have done one too many things at once, I think people were holding on and enjoying a lot of episodes. And then it's like they sputtered out with Shockwave. This episode's an A+, but I don't think it hit with A+ impact to anything but the strongest Star Trek fans. I think that this episode was like a weird what if so they do Twilight Zone stuff there too now because they mentioned that. But yeah, Admiral gives this one an A+. It's a series top 10. It doesn't have a problem. It's the rare prequel that doesn't mess up the future. It doesn't mess up the future. There was respect, so we accept. I thank everybody, and that's our grades. Let's see what our people gave it. Anybody, by the way, everyone from the obligation, anyone who has to run or has to crash out, feel free to run. I'm going to just get to the poll and finish up the show. We've been good with the comments, surprisingly. Thank you, Sean. Great job.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna see the poll and then I'll cut out here. But
okay, so
if I can, real quick, if I could do a little quick plug, everyone, if after this show, if you want to head over to Retro Reels and Games, I will try to get a link in the chat. I am going to be playing a really cool game called It Takes Two with my daughter. I'm going to be live streaming. Yeah, nice. It's a really cool, fun game. It's a great co-op game, and we're gonna try and play online. Even though it's not a retro game, I'm going to hang out with her, and we're going to play a little bit.
All right. If you have to punch out. But we're going to be done in about a minute here. Here's the poll. What grade would you give Carbon Creek? It's 18 votes. A, 50%, so 9 people. B, 28%, so like 3 or 4 people. A and B 28%. That's 78%. It doesn't deserve an upgrade by that. It's getting an upload anyway. It might not be the most high tech one. Don't expect a video essay this time. That took too long. C 17%. I will put some video in it though. And DF, some people didn't like it, 6%. There's some people who just didn't like the show. There's nothing we can do about it. Germ, do you hereby certify these votes?
Yeah, certified, because if anything else but A1, there'd have to be some shenanigans.
All right. Well, Sean,
That
I want
lead
to
was too big to rig as well.
That really was. Yeah, we really just blew it away. And you know what? If it wasn't for people drinking online at the polling place, and let me tell you, we probably gonna have voter ID one day. There goes monetization. Well, I didn't have it on anyway, so great. One day we're gonna have to have voter ID, because when I had to sign the vote, I made a line on the pad by mistake, and they're like, that's fine. And I'm like, that can't be fine. But anyway, it got an A from RRTNZ. Sean, I'll beam you off. Anyone else need to beam off? We're ready to wrap up anyway, I think, right? We got this one in under budget and on time. 2.5 hours saving Star Trek. Guys, thank you for all your generosity. I think, we hit hard. We had a really great amount of people watching. I thank all of you who weren't able to watch the episode, who still hung out with us and had time for us. And I really want to thank everybody who was part of the show tonight. My panel, you guys are great. I depend on you guys. We had a great panel. This panel just getting better and better, heading into the original series, a mere 67 episodes from now. So this was episode 27, story 25, correct? Yeah, so right. We're going to keep track of that. At the end of the day, we're going to have a real number. There are 625 Star Trek stories that we acknowledge. 6605 continuity, guys. We love you all. They've earned Sydney, sweetie. I love you guys.
Indeed.
You have earned Sydney, sweetie. It's only 44 seconds of her, but you know what a 44 seconds. Hey, look, it's Admiral Teague tomorrow. It's Admiral Teague the last 9 weeks. Guys, a major announcement. I am now a Baltimore Ravens fan. So that's
all right.
Yeah. No, fuck the Jets. Their home team is their home stadium is London next year. You know what, Woody Johnson? All right, and I'm not going to watch your team anymore. You know why?
Because I can.
Fuck the New York Jets. Go Ravens. Did they win tonight? I don't even know. Germ, did they win?
Yes, they did.
Yes. All right.
28-14.
Already winning. They beat the lousy Pittsburgh Steelers, Rooney Mara's team.
Hey, there we go.
Team Rooney Mara, Kate Mara. One gets the Giants, one gets the Steelers. Guys,
my bracket is not busted. Awesome.
Oof, no, it's not. It's like the you know what? Just stay off drugs.
Pure anti-proton. Absolutely pure.
All right, so we'll do George Lucas and we'll give you Sydney Sweeney.
Do you want the Star Wars trilogy and the mythology to go beyond your lifetime?
No. 3 will be the last film, and it'll be a 6-part series, and that'll be the end of it.
Incorrect. You're not mentoring someone to take over for you?
No, it's
automatic defense procedures initiated.
There may be other venues for it, but not in the theatrical release.
Affirmative.
I don't want to have it just sort of turn into Star Trek. I don't want to have it just sort of turn into Star Trek.